Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. And Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out, procrastination, putting it off, kicking the can down the road. In, plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out, carpet in the bathroom. Like, why? In, knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
This week in Humble, Texas, when a woman is stabbed 73 times in her own bed, there are plenty of leads, like her husband, her lover, or even some teenage lesbians. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, and welcome to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today. We are jacked and pumped and any other excited adjective you can throw out there. We're that.
I can't believe we're here.
We're excited is what we are. We cannot wait. We're psyched about this week. We have a crazy show. Thank you for everything this week. I loved your yay, by the way. It was an enthusiastic yay.
I really gave it all I had.
And you know what? It deserves it because we're excited this week of some things to announce that are really fun, which is cool. We're going to do a little video thing that's kind of neat here.
I can't wait for that.
Real quickly, thank you everybody for your reviews this week on Apple Podcasts, that purple icon. They help, and we don't know why. It's them, it's Apple Podcasts and their funky algorithm. It's not our fault, but if you could, please give us 5 stars. Tell us you're following instructions or directions or whatever you want to say. It really doesn't matter. It's not for our ego, but on the business end, it helps a lot. It really helps drive us up the charts, as does listening and telling your friends and all that good stuff like that. So please do all of that. Help spread the word here like a disease of some kind. Spread it around. Spread something positive if you could for once. That's good. Do that. Head to shutupandgivememurder.com. All of your merchandise needs are up there. Yeah. And you can get your tickets to live shows. We don't know which ones are going to be going on. Nashville, April 7th and 8th. That's canceled. Or not canceled. That's going to be rescheduled. It's going to be in July, everybody.
That's postponed.
It's postponed. We're working on the dates, but it's going to be in July. So that was just told to us before we got on here. So that's not happening. I don't know. Look on there. If you feel confident about buying something later in the year, maybe go ahead.
Go ahead and look at all the question marks on our website.
We don't know. So
what is there is merchandise. That stuff
you can buy that.
Shows up from what I'm told.
New stuff all the time. Yeah. So check that out. Get your merch now. Everything like that. If you want to be...
Our life's in shambles, too.
Hey, it happens. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something.
It's the most questionable times I've ever lived in, and
it's crazy.
I'm 39 years old. I can't remember a time.
No,
it's never existed.
Well, let's distract everybody. That's what's fun. Let's have a good time and horrible. Screw all this. Yeah, we're gonna not today. Today it's good. Damn
today
it, we're gonna have a good time.
To tell you.
That's right. We got a crazy story. If you want to be a producer of ours, one of our long list of awesome people that we're going to talk about at the end of the show and praise to the high heavens, you can do that very, very easily by going to patreon.com/crimeandsports or head over to PayPal. Use our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com.
Right.
If you want to make a donation there. And on Patreon, we're going to be doing more Patreon for people. People are stuck inside and stuff like that, so we're going to do more. Starting next week, we're going to do, for at least a while, we're going to do a bonus every week.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. We're going to mix it in. Yeah. Don't worry, it's going to kill me. We're going to do a bonus every week. And sometime in the next 2 weeks, we are going to do, I think, on like Instagram Live, maybe?
I think it's Instagram.
We're going to do an Instagram Live of us watching Stevie.
Right.
So
if you want to watch
along with us, we'll announce the time and everything like that. It's going to be me and Jimmy sitting there at full party time mode, too. Party favors are going to be in full effect.
I'll get good and drunk.
It's going to be fun, and we're going to watch Stevie and mock it and make fun of it with you. So if you want to join us, do that.
Hopefully that builds our immunity.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, one more announcement. P.S. I Hate This Movie is coming back this week.
It is.
With me and my wife, Sarah Hunt, and it is hilarious time we have. We watch terrible movies and romantic comedies for the most part, and then make fun of them horribly. So if you've been subjected to romantic comedies and you've hated them, come to us. We'll make it better. Or if you've watched them and you're going, oh yeah, that one was kind of, come get on board. It's fun stuff. We're going to make fun of a lot of good stuff.
And
so
if you love it, we'll tell you why you're wrong.
It's right. We'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it. Maybe you'll reconsider. Either way, it's going to be funny. So check that out.
Yeah.
We'll get back on that. You can check the back catalog up to there. But real quick disclaimer. Yeah. Let's do this. It's a comedy podcast. Yes. Lighten up, everybody.
Yeah.
We're comedians.
Calm the fuck down.
We're comedians. This is comedy. People get murdered, but we're going to make fun of stuff around it. Right. Relax already. We try our best not to make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
But why?
Because we're assholes.
Yeah.
But we're not scumbags, everybody. That's how it works. We're going to have a good time with a crazy, crazy crime and be respectful and have fun with it. That's how we do it. Right. So if you don't think that ever should work out, true crime and comedy should never go together, you don't belong here. No. Take a hike. Yeah. The rest of you, our friends, people with a sense of humor and a good dark sense of humor, too. I like you guys. You guys sit back and shout, Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, Jimmy.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip.
Yes.
What do you say?
Well,
we're stuck. We can't go anywhere, so let's go.
They haven't shut that down yet, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go to Texas.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 3 years ago we went to Texas. This week. We drove to South by Southwest 3 years ago this week, and it was a horrible hellscape of... Jesus. We got there, did the show, got right back in the car, and drove another 15 hours back because we couldn't afford to stay another night in the hotel room. That's how sad it was.
That's the exact reason.
That's exactly.
So we didn't have $84.95.
We're like, we can eat Subway one more time, or we can, I don't know. That's the money we have here. So thank you for doing that. But we're going to Texas.
Right.
We're going to Humble, Texas today.
Yeah.
Humble, Texas.
That's the whole state, isn't it?
No. Texas is the least humble state ever. Are you kidding me?
I mean, the weather.
Their motto should be a guy with a giant 10-gallon hat firing off a large caliber handgun. That's not humble. There's nothing humble with his cock out, waving it at a woman. That's not humble. There's nothing humble about that.
And there's a big star tattooed on it.
Yeah, a giant star fucking carved in his lawn. It's not humble. So, yeah, this is southeastern Texas down there. It's all panhandles in Texas. It doesn't matter. They say this is a panhandle, but one sticks up, one's going over there, one's going to the south.
This is the one going almost to Mexico, that area?
No, southeast.
Okay, so
no,
this is
over by Louisiana. It's 20 minutes outside of Houston.
Far.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes outside of Houston. It's like a suburb of Houston. About 3.5 hours to Dallas up north there. About 3 hours and 15 minutes to San Antonio. All of which we have scheduled dates for, by the way. Will be October 22nd in San Antonio, 24th in Dallas, and 25th in Houston, hopefully. So actually,
crossed.
we should be there by then. So get your tickets for those, please. We'll be there. And it's also 45 minutes over to Magnolia, which is our last Texas episode.
Yeah.
So it was like 121, I think, that episode. Here, it's in Harris County, which is where Houston is too, I believe. 10 square miles, kind of a normal sized town. And their motto is, quote, where people make a difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the fuck else does?
I don't know who else can make a difference.
I hope they do.
Where the trees make a difference.
Where the horses make a difference.
The horses are all...
Where our cattle counts.
Jumping right into it. Our cattle counts. Well, here, this is oil country.
Okay.
We'll talk about here. The first settlers started to come here in about 1828 is when they figured it out. Guy named Joseph Dunman. And then they built a ferry across the river over here. And then it became an area for commercial activity once you could cross a river. As it always is. You set up by water, figure out a way to float your shit out of there, and bring it to other places. The place got its name from one of the original founders, whose name was Pleasant Smith Humble.
Pleasant
Humble was his name.
Christ. Is that a man or a woman?
Man, Pleasant
Really?
Humble. You think they named shit after... They didn't call women founders back then. Even if they got there first, they were like, you got there, then told your husband about it, and he found it? Perfect. Hey, Bob found this thing. That's what I told him about. But he came in and looked at it and made sure it was good. She didn't know shit. They didn't give women credit for shit.
She said, oh, look, there's some stuff over here for you to found.
Yeah, now he founded it. He went by the nickname of Plez, by the way. Pleasant's nickname is Plez. What up, Plez?
Yeah.
Kind of like that there. He opened the first post office in his home. Imagine having everybody shit in your house.
No, thank you.
Everybody knocking on your door. I got you this. Go away. You don't have relatives over there. You don't have any friends. Leave me alone. Go.
Right.
What do you got? The electric bill? There's no electricity.
They're leaving their mail in his living room?
It's out of his house. The post office is in his damn house.
That's awful.
You got to section that off. He was justice of the peace later and everything like that. Then he also operated a fruit stand. Yeah. Very exciting, I would say. He was also a wood dealer. So there's that. And then he ended up being an attorney.
He better have been a nice man with a name like that.
Pleasant, humble, I would say. So a postmaster, fruit standier, and a wood dealer
turned justice of the peace.
Turned lawyer, justice of the peace. That makes sense. That's normal. It's a normal progression, right?
That old happy humility over there.
No shit. In 1876, the town was a flag station on a railroad. It was known as the Rabbit, this railroad, because passengers would shoot rabbits when the train stopped on the way from Houston to Shreveport.
What?
Yeah. There was a lot of rabbits here, so apparently they would pull up and everybody would just stick your guns out of the train, start fucking
clear a path,
shooting rabbits. They didn't even get out and get them. They just shot them. We're like, that was fun.
Got it.
On to Shreveport. That was literally what they did. So they called it the Rabbit.
Wow.
What a weird time. So it's 1876 America, everybody.
Bizarre time to be alive.
Very strange. So a lot of lumber and agriculture in this area. In 1880, that is, the population of this town, there was 60 people. There was 10 white people and 50 black people in this town, which is rare for back then. Yeah. And the black people were a black group of people ran the lumber mill in town. So this is like a kind of a black run town almost, which is and rare for back then too. In Texas,
very
especially
progressive for Texas.
Yeah, it was just they went out there. It was land, not bad. Good job, everybody. So a guy named Charles Bender purchased the town site here and established a commissary where they would have scrip basically, and then turn the whole thing into a money extracting, screw the workers type environment.
A new way to make those black guys work for us.
A new way, to turn them upside down and shake out their pocket change. That's what they did there. So by 1887, though, they had hotels and general stores. The sawmill was going. They had a church. They didn't open the church till 1896, which is shocking. Right. Usually the church is first, before a post office even. But 1900, oil was found here.
Oh, yeah.
In 1904, C.E. Barrett is the guy's name, drilled for oil, and he found got a small claim on Moonshine Hill.
Yeah.
Which sounds awesome. Sounds like it's good oil in there.
And C.E. Barrett, another guy with first and middle initial.
Yeah, C.E. Barrett up on Moonshine Hill. That's some old school shit.
Hanging out of his vest.
Absolutely.
And a big fat belly you can rest that watch on.
And he smokes a cigar that looks like it's always in his mouth. It's like chewed halfway.
It's almost gone.
Looks like a backwoods, but
it's almost gone.
How does he do that? And it looks like it's out, and then he puffs it, and smoke comes out.
Somehow.
There's no smoke coming out of that, and then you made it smoke again. So the first oil was produced here. This was a few years after the Beaumont, Texas oil discovery. And through here, the first tank car of oil was shipped out of Humble in 1904. And by 1905, the Humble oil field was the biggest producing field in Texas.
Really?
So this was oil central in America, basically.
Okay.
This town in the early 1900s here. They're still active. There's still some oil fields there. It's not the biggest anymore.
Houston does pretty well, though.
Houston does well. If you go to Houston and just go out and talk to people, 75% of them are somehow in the gas and oil business. They're like a recruiter or something. Everybody's in that business. Right. Either that or they're a homicide detective. I've talked to like 8 people in Houston. It's like 6 people that work for gas and oil and a homicide detective.
And a couple of lawyers.
And a guy who gave me weed. So that's what that's who I'm finding in Houston. So good people is what we're saying. Anyway, these fields here, this was the home of Humble Oil and Refining Company, which was the predecessor to Exxon. So yeah, they were one of the companies that ended up being in Exxon here. And then the oil boom kind of receded and people went back to doing farming and dairy farming and some timber there. And this was a real small kind of quiet town up until 1969 when they opened the Houston International Airport, which is close to here. And so then it became, it's a more desirable place to live. It's right by the airport. Right. It's outside of Houston.
That's the Bush one?
Houston started, I think that one's,
I think
that one's Bush. Yeah. That's what IAH.
Yeah.
That's what that on your luggage. That's all I know. That's what it says on your luggage. So I found some reviews of this town, which are always my favorite thing in the world. Love to see what people are thinking of it while they're there. Here's a couple of 2 stars, a 3 star, a 1 star. Let's start out with a 2 star. Here's one quote. I like that Humble is a small town and everything is convenient. The police are a bit harsh and busy. You do not hear a lot about crime in Humble neither.
Okay.
Exactly.
Somebody could use some schools.
Yeah, I don't think the schools also, I'm going to go by that. I'm going to add to the review. Poor English classes in schools. 2 stars here. This is very simple. 2 stars. There need to be changes made.
Yep.
Not there needs to be. There need to be changes made. Period. They do use a period, though, so I give them that. That's pretty good stuff. Here's a 2 star. The houses all look alike and are very close together. They are also overpriced. As we'll find out from the real estate report, it's pretty cheap there. Pretty inexpensive here.
But maybe they're pieces of shit and overpriced.
Maybe they're just, 3 stars here. That's a 3-star review coming up here. Humble is not the safest area, but yet it's not the worst to be. The worst to be. I love how people write these. The Humble School District has its ups and downs, just like its community.
Oh, so, Texas.
Has its ups and downs.
And you wonder why you're laughed at?
Come on,
Jesus,
man.
It's not just how you talk, it's the shit you say.
Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
You sound like
Tell you
Stevie.
What, buy
People
tickets
changes.
For those shows in October and prove us wrong. How's that? Now, here's a 1-star review. This person, very upset with this town.
Oh, boy.
And you can tell exactly what they're upset about. I love when they have one beef and they're going to put it in. That's
very
my
specific.
Very favorite ones. 1 star, quote, Humble has their traffic lights and cameras set for entrapment. It's the first sentence, so you know what you're getting into here. Somebody who had a ticket that they just couldn't fight.
They couldn't get out of it.
Couldn't get a fuck.
Tried to pull
picture
that,
was right there.
Yeah, tried to pull that constitutionality thing where they're like, it's not here to argue its case.
I was traveling in my vehicle. I wasn't driving my car. You see assholes on Live PD say.
Yeah.
And they go, that's great. Get out of your vehicle then, stupid.
I'm a sovereign citizen.
That's great. We're going to have the dog sniff your sovereign ass. See if you have any drugs on you, Mr. Sovereign.
Sovereign motherfucker.
Where's the heroin, Mr. Sovereign? So it's always some real cracky dude. I'm a sovereign. It's never like a guy in a suit. Sir, I'm traveling in my vehicle. It's never that guy. Never like a well-dressed black man who looks like he's the pastor of a church who's coming through going, "Oh, sir, I don't understand what you're saying. It's ridiculous." It's never that guy. It's always a scraggly little white guy. I'm traveling in my vehicle.
Just fucking cooperate.
Just stop it.
Jesus Christ. Just answer the fucking questions.
So they have their lights and cameras set for entrapment, by the way. Entrapment. How do they entrap you to go faster? That would mean that they tell you should go faster and then bust you for going fast. That's entrapment. So
it's got a cop waving people through.
That's what I mean.
Come on, speed it up.
There's a cop with like a sign up saying 75, and then he puts it down and puts the 35 back up and gets in his car. Woohoo! I got him. Entrapped his ass. Okay, set up for entrapment. When going through an intersection on green, the traffic light suddenly changes yellow and red before you get through the intersection, setting off traffic camera, which results in getting ticket in the mail for running a red light.
That's a fast light.
Nothing like fleecing the public.
I think there's an officer with a button. He's like, car coming, red.
Got him. Ha. Is that what's happening? If it is, our apologies.
Yeah, Jesus, that's terrible.
That's awful. So, this...
I got a ticket in Texas. I get it.
No shit. This place had under 2,000 people until 1970, and then it started to kind of double in population every 10 years, from 70, 80, 90, double in population. Now, people in this town, 15,736 doomed souls here working the oil fields, up 30% since 1990. So that makes sense. A suburb. A lot of suburbs have gone up since then. We have more females than males, which is a strange thing for usually when it's younger, it's going to be more equal. But here it's almost 54% female.
That's a lot.
Which is a lot. Yeah. A lot of the ages here, it's normally almost 38 is the average age in this country. Here it's 33 is the average age. A lot of 21 to 34-year-old people and a lot of 0 to 4-year-old kids.
Okay.
So a lot of young people with kids, it seems like.
Or that oil field work is just super dangerous and you don't live past 38.
Maybe that's it. People just dropping dead at 33.
Or exploding on the oil field.
33.1 in an urban cowboy type situation. When there's an accident at the plant, you never know. Now, married population's lower, as it usually is with a younger age. It's about 44%. It's usually 50-50. Everything else is pretty normal. It's not too crazy. Race of this town, this is an odd one for us. Race of this town, 23.3% white, 32.7% black, 2.3% Asian, and 39.2% Hispanic. Mm-hmm. So it's a different town than we're used to covering, honestly. It's usually...
It's mixed up and it's nice.
It's very mixed up. It's not very nice, but that has nothing to do with the race of anybody. That just has to do with the fact that it's in Texas.
It's just a nice fold.
It's just a humid place on a floodplain. But besides that, it's wonderful. Yeah. And the people there are so nice to us in Houston, though. I gotta say. They really are. I enjoy going there because the crowd is always awesome there. And the people are always great.
Way too fucking drunk.
Yes, they're very generous. There's always people trying to give you weed and booze, and they're very generous people in Houston. We enjoy them a great deal. We have religion here. Over 60% are religious, so it's Texas. It's pretty religious. We got the majority are 15.8% are Baptists. Okay. So Baptists are sort of the Catholics of. South. Sort of.
Somewhat.
It's sort of south.
It's the majority, right?
It's kind of southwestish, but not really.
Texas loves to be called the South.
But 19.1% Catholic because there's a lot of Hispanic people, so that's what you get here. 0.6% Jewish.
Oh.
Oy vey, y'all. What the fuck? What the hell is that?
Made a shitload of money in oil. Shalom.
3% Islam in this town,
That's
too.
Interesting.
It's weird, too. Yeah, it's not unexpected. Anyway, not weird, just unexpected. In Harris County, which includes Houston as well. Last election, 54% Democrat, 41% Republican. So it's a little less conservative. It's in the cities. That's how you're going to get it. If your small town shares a county with a city, it's going to be in there. Unemployment rate here is slightly high, but it's at like 4%. So that's right with the rest of the country. Not for long, but
that's about
the rest of the country there. Median household income is low, though. The median household income in the rest of the country is almost $58,000. Here it is just under $39,000.
My word.
It's a little bit low, and there's a lot, and you see that with the younger generation, the younger crowd with kids. 38% make under $30,000 a year here.
Wow.
Which is tough. And all the over $75,000 a year demographics are all low. Sure. Not a lot of people make real good money here. It's there's a middle class here and kind of a working poor, and then there's not a lot of rich people.
That's crazy.
It's not a rich suburb. It's a middle class, blue collar kind of suburb.
It's so hard to wrap my head around that.
And that's like our family this week is like that also. Yeah. It's that kind of
I made that money. It's not easy. It's brutal, man.
Life sucks. Yeah, it's a hard life.
Stuff.
It's a hard life. It really is. You got to watch everything you do. So here you get a lot of the jobs. There's a lot in transportation and warehousing, weirdly enough, and a lot in food services. Okay. Strangely, I don't understand that. It's not like it's a tourist town.
No.
Who's coming to see the oil fields?
Who knows? There might be a lot of those steel griddles. Is that what those were called?
I don't know.
What were those griddle restaurants called?
Waffle
Was
House?
it Rusty Griddle or some shit like that?
I don't know.
One of the people that worked at one of those. They're truck stop griddle restaurants.
They're
I
not
forget
there
what
anymore?
they're called. No, they're everywhere.
Oh, they're everywhere now. Yeah. I didn't know.
They're still out there.
Oh, okay. I don't pay attention.
Truck stops.
No. Yeah.
There was a girl in one of our stories that worked at one. I
That's
forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I can't remember that either.
It's not the Rusty Griddle.
No,
I'm sure of that.
I remember that.
I don't think many people would eat there.
Son of a bitch. The Rusty Griddle. That sounds good. I like rust flecks in my eggs. Perfect.
I left one in my fucking sink, and that's what it is now.
That's perfect. Cost of living in this town, overall, it's overall 100 is regular, average, par. Here it's about 94, but housing is the low thing. Housing is a 70, and median home cost here is $162,500, which is way under the national average. A lot of houses in the $100,000 to $150,000 range that you can actually find to buy. Yeah. And speaking of that, if we've convinced you, damn it, the only place for you on this earth is Humble, Texas. We have for you the Humble, Texas Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental iron skillet. It's about $1,100.
God damn it, yes.
Son of a bitch. Two-bag found here.
Or Rusty Griddle.
Or one of the two. I found a rusty skillet. A 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a duplex. It's like attached to another house, but there's a yard around it type of thing. 1,250 square feet, $82,253.
Affordable.
So it's affordable. Yeah. That's what I mean here. Then I found this, I'm a little stretch out a little more here. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,137 square feet. And that's what a lot of the houses are, about that size in this area.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's Texas, so they built them a little bigger there. This one, $261,950 though.
Not affordable.
Not affordable. It's a nice house. It's like stone and stuff. It's not like,
That's tough to live in.
That's hard. Then I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,603 square foot. This is on 3.5 acres. Horse fixins.
Yeah.
Horse stuff. I don't know. Places to keep horses. It's got a big pool.
Horse amenities.
Horse amenities. There you go. Horse fixins. Perfect. $849,000.
I'm sure they call them fixins.
Yeah, fixins. Here's where you keep your horse fixins. On in here. You mean the barn? The horse fixins. You know what I'm talking about.
The fucking stables?
Jesus Christ. Now.
No, they're fixins around here.
That's where the fixins are. Call it the fixin' keeper. Things to do in this town. Museums. There's a couple museums. There's the DeLorean Motor Company is here also.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's there. That's where they started. The only remaining private factory based in Humble. DeLorean's only remaining.
They still build them?
Apparently. I don't fucking know. Or maybe it's just standing there going, that's where they built them.
That's where they did it.
I'm not sure.
If you don't know what that is, it's the car from Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's the Back to the Future silver car with the wing doors. Also,
AMC? I think it was AMC.
What?
AMX? I don't remember.
DeLorean.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember the name of the brand of the company. DeLorean was the model, I think.
It was DMC.
DMC.
That's DeLorean Motor Company.
Oh, got it.
DeLorean is the company. John DeLorean, the guy, the cocaine. You know that story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Robert Evans he tells it great in his book. Anyway, Humble good oil days.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The good oil days.
Good oil days. Not good old days.
There's some bad ones?
Good oil days.
Oh, okay.
Good old days.
Those motherfuckers.
That's what they're trying to do here.
It's so bad, I didn't even get it.
It's a pun.
Yep.
And then what happens there sounds awful also. So
what happens when you sausage a place, James?
That's right there. Here it is. Okay. The Thursday, we have the Senior Health Fair. Yeah. Can't wait for that. That sounds exciting. And then after that, the Sip and Stroll. Join us on Main Street to meet our downtown business owners. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds great. Music on Main. Enjoy live music. It doesn't say what it is, just live music. Also that night, carriage rides. A horse and carriage is the perfect way to take it all in. Okay, great. 6 to 8 p.m., they also have the photography exhibit opening reception, so that's going to be nice. Friday night's when it really gets kicked off, though. 7 o'clock with the blowout street dance.
Oh, now we've got specifics.
Get down. Street dance block party with live entertainment, dancing, local brews at the bar, food trucks, and a mechanical bull.
Okay.
So there is this place is Urban Cowboy.
It is.
Grab your friends and join us to kick up your heels on Main Street. $2 or $12 pre-sale tickets, $15 at the gate to do blowout street dance.
Basic bitch shit.
Jesus. Saturday, April 4th here, Good Oil Days Street Festival. They got a kids zone, a famous plant sale. I don't know, with their famous plants. Look at him.
This was Jay Leno's?
This is a plant. It was in Mrs. Doubtfire in the background. Fuck is that?
This was an Analyze This.
Jesus. Boomtown at Uptown, which is an early 1900s replica of an old oil town. Ooh. Oil Gush Contest.
Oh, how do you do that?
Take a chance on when the Boomtown derrick will gush. One winner every hour. Watch out for the splash zone.
Gross.
That sounds disgusting.
Does.
Kids dress up costume. Come dress in your best rendition of an old oil town resident.
Specific person, or are we supposed to
just
know
look
him?
like an oily person? I don't know. Sure.
That could go so many ways.
Live entertainment also. The show opens with Louis Adams Diaz and the well-known Radio Live Band. We all know of that. Yeah. Very well known. They'll keep the dance floor going on until into the night, it says. West End Party also. Join them near the Humble City Cafe. And then finally, Sunday, April 5th, the Houston Barbecue Festival in Humble.
Yeah.
It's at the Humble Civic Center and Arena and Expo. Your favorite barbecue joints will be back for this one. All sorts of them. Not going to name them all. $50 pre-sale general admission tickets.
Holy shit.
You better be noshing like how much barbecue are you going to eat?
There better be so much food.
How many fistfuls of pork? $50
per person.
Oh, no. $50 general admission sale on now, limited time, $60 regular price. This is the pre-sale price here. This includes entry into the festival and unlimited sample portions from each participating barbecue joint.
Wow.
So you're going to have to buy shit also. And then there's a $100 pre-sale VIP admission now here. It's $120 regular. This includes a T-shirt and a drink. Literally, a T-shirt. It's everything the other one has, and a T-shirt and a drink for an extra $40.
Is it a
$50.
beer or is it a soda?
It just says, and one drink ticket.
I bet it's $1.
And a T-shirt.
I bet it's a bottle of water.
And you can go to HOUBBQ.com to get those tickets now, everybody.
This is horrific.
Yeah. Crime rate in this town. Yeah. What we're interested in.
Besides the highway robbery right there.
Yeah, that's part of the crime.
That's the theft every year.
And there's a lot of it. Crime rate, property crime, almost 3 times the national average on property. That's a lot of fucking crime.
Yeah, they're stealing like crazy.
But then violent crime, maybe because they're in retaliation for charging that kind of money for barbecue. Murder, rape, robbery, and assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime is twice the national average. Wow. So for a nice little suburb, this place is it's popping off with some crime.
You see some shit every day.
There's some shit going on here. It's not easy to live. And speaking of that, let's talk about a murder.
I'd love to.
I think we need to get into a murder here because it's wild stuff. Let's get into this right away. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, Believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Way. Let's talk about a lady first.
Okay.
Let's talk about a lady. Let's talk about a lady named Marianne Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Marianne is born in September of 1964. She's a Houston, Texas girl.
Yeah.
So born and raised in Houston, Texas. Her parents were together. Very kind of a stable family, stable upbringing, and she's a very stable person.
Yeah.
And she will always be a very stable person. She gets a job at the Texas Department of Public Safety at age 19.
Is that the fucking highway patrol?
Public safety. The DPS is they do all that shit and roadside help and all that crap too.
Independent Texas woman.
She's doing that from the time she's 19. She'll work there for the duration, just for decades. She'll work at the Texas DPS here. She gets married, marries a man named Don Murphy. They get married in the early 20s here. Don Murphy. Don has a strong mullet. And I mean strong mullet. This story's going to go up to 2012, and his mullet is not...
He hangs on to it?
It's not resting, man. It's not resting. It's just going strong. It's stronger. That's the thing. Pictures of him from the 80s, he's got a mullet, but it's kicking it's resting on the shoulders. Okay. 2012, his mullet is just expanded down his back over the fronts of the shoulders, and in the front though, all business, man. All business. I'm talking...
He clearly hasn't left Texas and found out that shit's a punchline.
He could manage a bank with half of his head. And then the other half, he couldn't get a job drywalling with the fucking mullet he's got going on back there. Mustache. Yeah. He looks like a guy you go, hey, a blue-collar rural Texas guy. Yeah, that guy. That's the one. That's what Don looks like. But everybody says a decent guy, Don. Nothing wrong with him.
Just doesn't know.
Just doesn't know to fucking trim that mullet. Approximately 35 years after he should have.
He just doesn't know to turn that shit into a haircut now.
Yeah.
Because you've grown
That's the thing.
You've grown it to an ability to get a haircut.
Yes.
Now get the haircut.
Get the haircut. We were kids in the late 80s, early 90s when the mullet went out.
Yeah.
And there was it was almost like a day where it was one day it was fine, and the next day you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy's hair? Dude, what are you, in 1984? Should trim that shit off. Remember that time? Yes. And all the kids in school that had mullets were they had to get rid of them. They had the spiky hair on top and the mullet. Gone. That shit was gone.
Yes.
1990 was it was a hard stop.
It was a hard out.
You had to stop it, or else no girl in school was going to talk to you.
Forever.
Or know anybody.
Anybody that remembered it wouldn't talk to you.
Yeah.
Right. You had it too long.
That's the thing. And I remember in high school, there was a kid that had a mullet, and I don't know why. This kid that still had a mullet, and I just called him. I don't even know what his name is, and I never found out. He was in my homeroom for 4 years.
Yeah.
Never found out, and I just called him mid-80s. That's it. And I'd talk to him and be like, what's up, mid-80s? How's it going? Call him Midsy sometimes and shit. Just, yo, Mids. And he'd know what's up. He'd turn around. He knew.
Unbelievable.
But he just left it.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't know that's what the Mids meant.
Oh, I explained it to him. You don't think I explained it? I didn't just make fun of him.
Yeah.
I talked to him. I was,
he knew.
He's a nice guy. I didn't mind talking to him, but I had to tell him.
I'm going to ridicule you. I got to tell you why.
That's the thing.
I need you to know that I'm fully making fun of you to your fucking face.
You've seen me say mean things to people. I always explain why and exactly what I mean, usually to their detriment. Right. Listen, I don't mean that in a good way, just to let you know. You've been looking for, I see the look on your face. You're trying to find a way to make, it's not good.
No.
I'm insulting you.
You've earned a nickname and it's not going anywhere.
It's a shit nickname. You're stupid. That's why. Yeah, so that's what happens here. So mullet guy here, Don Murphy. But like I said, decent guy, hard worker. It just happens to also, his follicles work hard too in the back. Yeah. And he likes to keep them strong.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, they have 2 kids. And so they're living a nice little American life here. They got a little suburb.
Yeah.
They move out to Humble. Their kids are born in Houston, then they move out to Humble.
Okay.
Their children they have a boy first. Have the boy first named Scott.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, they have a daughter named Kerry.
Yep.
So it's a nice little life for these people. They hold it together. They're like a blue collar couple. Dad's got a blue collar job. He works overnights.
What does he do?
I don't know what he does. It's something. Something he does nighttime mullet work. I'm not sure.
Well,
not
that
positive.
Makes sense. That's how you. That's the job you've pigeonholed yourself into with that fucking hair, sir.
We can't bring him in 8 to 5. He's got the mullet. We're gonna do overnights. Okay, you gotta come in overnights when no one can see you. But no, he's a hard worker, man. He's working to support his family, and they have a nice home. They have a nice, clean 1-story family home in Humble in the suburbs. There, a nice little yard. Mm-hmm. Nicely, it's an American story. Very nice stuff. John Cougar Mellencamp strumming a guitar.
Beautiful.
Good shit here. And, big enough home. Nothing extravagant, but big enough. Deal like a raised ranch type of deal here. Stable family life for the kids.
Yeah.
Mary Ann here, who's now Mary Ann Murphy.
Right.
After she marries Don. She is a real rock, Mary Ann. She always has this job at the DPS, and she's very kind of emotionally steady and dependable. Kids know that she's a good mom. She's always there for them. She's interested in their lives.
Sure.
She's not just like, I don't know, I'll be drinking. So see you later.
Yeah.
See you when you get home. Or if I'm here, I probably won't be though.
So is she a cop or what is she doing?
No, she just works. She's at this desk. Yeah, she does office work for the DPS.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not a cop at all. Not the best marriage they don't have.
Okay.
That's what I mean. They are such just very average, run-of-the-mill people. A million people like these people. Everybody does. Look around. Go outside. Stick your head out. Half your neighbors are these people.
Scroll through your phone. 50%.
That's these people. Look on your Facebook page. You have an uncle named Don with a mullet that works overnights, and you're like, holy shit. We know these people is what we're getting.
Wife, Mary Ann or Linda May or whatever.
Mary Ann Murphy.
Whatever your aunt's name is.
Yeah, she was. It's weird that she was Mary Ann Allen. I hate, alliterative names are really hard for me. Why would you do that?
Very well.
Yeah, it's hard. Mary Ann Allen. You want to say Mary Allen Ann for some reason. But anyway, they're not having the best marriage, but they are keeping it together. Okay. They have 2 kids. Yeah. They have a life. Right. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, we'll just figure it out later.
Yeah. And they're not crushing it monetarily, so they're probably just like, look, well, this is what we're supposed to do.
This is our life,
right?
So we'll make it work.
Right.
And it's like on Family Guy that one time when they're laying in bed and Peter goes, Lois, are we going to get a divorce? And she just goes, let's just get Stewie to college and take it from there. We don't have time to deal with this. Like
Stewie's too, not yet.
Let's just get Stewie to college and then we'll figure it out. Like they're just going to hold it together. It's one of those things. Don's a bit of a drinker.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it comes with the mullet.
Yeah.
You don't just have a mullet and work overnights and come home and drink apple juice.
Fuck the job. You don't see that hair and go, sober guy, right?
No, a couple of pops there. I feel like anybody in AA, before they'd go into it, they'd cut that mullet off. For some reason, it would make them feel like that now they're cleaning up.
I'm changing.
Like in a shitty movie when someone's like making a physical transformation, like I'm going to change, and then they like you see them shaving their fucking facial hair, cutting off their, you know what I mean? One of those things. Or when a girl goes crazy at 2 a.m. and chops up off her bangs. One of those things. Guys do it too.
It's certainly a personality change because the personality that I now represent and present to the world does not have this haircut.
Exactly. So now, it was a tough time time back then, every night it was the women, it was the booze. I'd start with the booze.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'd start with the booze and I'd have a beer. I have another beer, and it would always lead to liquor.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing, because then it would give me a taste. I'd say, well, this buzz is good, but I want a harder buzz. And then next thing you know, with the cocaine.
Yeah.
And
by the end of the night, I got some Loretta running her fingers through the bottom of my mullet.
Next thing you know, the wind's just flowing through my mullet, and I've had too many, and I'm driving, and there's red lights behind me, and the blue, and they're flashing, and I'm driving. I ain't stopping.
And I'm like, hold on, Raquel, we're about to jump the hill.
And then, so I'll be here every Wednesday for 3 years, is what I'm getting at. They're making me come here. Yeah. It's not, this is not voluntary. Neither was this haircut. I was in jail for a month, so they just chopped it right off.
They said it was for the lice.
They said I had to do it. I'm sorry. So they're holding it together, like I said. Mary pushes the kids academically, pushes the kids hard academically, because she sees that, as a lot of people do, as a way for the kids to have a different and better life than them. Not that their life is terrible, but hey, you do real well in school. Maybe you can go to college, or you can do this and you can do something else that will, just get you out of, so you don't have to work overnights, kind of a thing. So Scott apparently does very, very well in school. Things come easy to Scott. He's good in school. He's good with friends. Yeah. He's he's got it together, and the teachers know it. Like when Carrie follows him, if Carrie has any of the same teachers, they're like, oh, you're Scott's sister. They're like excited, like, oh, wow. And
he
then
found a groove and knew how to do it.
Exactly. But then they're disappointed by Carrie.
Yeah.
Because Carrie doesn't quite live up to it.
Opposite, but my life.
And she are you're Scott?
Yeah.
You're
I'm certainly
very
the
gifted
girl. I'm the young one that's the boy.
You had a sister?
Yeah.
You had a sister?
I have a sister that told me she did fine in high school, and then I'd come through and they'd be like, oh, you're Melissa's brother. Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Sure.
You sure about that?
Because Mrs. Hahn kicked me out. I failed that one.
Nice.
Then another teacher, same course, biology, failed that also. I failed that one 3 times.
That's
and
perfect.
It's basic ass biology.
Oh, man.
I'm just dumb.
I feel bad for my little brother who's in New York, because he ended up going to the same school as I did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we had any of the same teachers, but if we did, they were like, our last name is very distinctive. They're going to go, oh, you're not going to be a dick too, are you? Probably what they said. Friend, he's like the nicest guy too. Yeah. He's not like me at all when it comes to that. Like he's a nice person. Like he would say something and mean it constructively, whereas I'd be like, no, I meant it to make you feel like a dick, so you'll think about what you're doing, stupid. He's not like that.
He's wondering, you're not going to be a dick too. And he's like, was somebody else a dick?
Huh? What happened? Your brother. Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Oh,
say
yeah,
no more.
yeah. I'm not like
that
him.
guy. Yeah, I'm not like him at all. No, I'm nice. So Scott does well in school. Carrie doesn't do that great in school, but she's getting by, but they're pushing the kids academically and doing a good job. Now, we'll go to July 16th, 2012. Mm-hmm. Okay, Carrie is 40, or I'm sorry, Mary Ann is 47, the same age as her husband there. The kids Scott's in his early 20s, and Carrie is a freshman in high school. Okay. She's 15 years old at this point. She's just finishing up she's just finished her freshman year in high school. So, she's a teenage girl. It's a Sunday morning. Well, Saturday middle of the night, we'll say, kind of a thing here. Dad, Don the mullet,
just heading out to work,
and the brother Scott is also working the night shift.
Okay.
Not together, in different places.
Okay.
So when I first read that, I'm like, oh, it is like Urban Cowboy. It's just the same thing. This is awesome. And then I found out they were working in different places.
God damn it!
I was very disappointed with that. I picture him now. Come on, Scott. Jesus, I got to teach you how to work this rig. And there's like steam going everywhere and sparks and shit. You know what I mean? He's like turning a big wheel that opens up some kind of spigot that lets oil out, or so. I don't know what the fuck goes on.
Shit on his face.
Oh yeah,
for no reason.
He's got a hard hat. Right. Even though if anything fell on him, it would just crush him into the ground like a fucking ant. And the hard hat
hilarious.
would not mean anything. This weighs 30 tons. Put your hard hat on in case it falls.
There's guys with like I-beams that are like fucking ridiculous weight.
No.
Guys at the World Trade Center building a building. They got a hard hat. Why?
You could be.
That thing is going to come out your asshole if that lands.
You could be naked with a bullseye on your forehead. You're just as safe. It's just as safe. It's just as safe.
You got steel toes on? Good, because they're going to cut your fucking toes off.
It's ridiculous. That's what I mean. So stupid.
That is hilarious. Thanks, OSHA.
Thank you. Great. I got my hat on. I'm safe. Feeling much better now.
I got this big dumb hat on that makes me look like an asshole.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's noon and people are driving by. Pretty women. I'm single. They will never talk to me.
I always think about that whenever they show minors, like trapped places, and they'll be like, oh, they'll pull them out, and then here they are, they're covered in soot, and they still have their minor helmet on, and I'm like, the helmet isn't the major concern. Not as concerned about shit hitting me in the head as I am about being trapped underground hundreds of feet. That's the main concern. You've figured out my head. That's all taken care of. How about make it so it doesn't collapse on me?
I always seen them get drug out of those holes, and their hat is no longer on their fucking head.
That happens too.
It's beneath the earth somewhere. There's no fucking way that guy's going back in to get it.
No, he
just had a near-death experience.
My hat's in there.
Fuck that.
Hold on, I gotta get my hat. Huh? Like Goodfellas, fuck your hat. I'm not going all the way to Rockaway because you, or was it East New York? It's Rockaway. I'm not going all the way to Rockaway because you need your fucking hat. I'm not flying without it. It's my good luck hat. I don't fly without it.
So we're driving out to go get her hat.
So we're going out to get her hat. Next thing you know. So what is she going to do? What am I going to do? She wants her fucking hat. I got to get her for her.
They weren't cops. If they were wise guys, we wouldn't have heard nothing.
Wouldn't have heard anything. So it's a little after 1 a.m. on that Saturday night in July of 2012 when a 911 call comes in to dispatch here, and it is Carrie on the phone, the 15-year-old, just turned 16-year-old daughter here, and she is frantic and out of breath and freaking out. And she says that someone broke in the back door of their house. There's glass broken. She heard her mother scream, and she ran out of the house. So that's all she knows.
Carrie ran out of the house.
Carrie said she ran out of the house, and they said, "Where are you?" She said, "I'm at the next door neighbor's house." Next door neighbor happened to be sitting outside, or two across the street happened to be sitting outside in his yard. I don't know why. At 1 o'clock in the morning, literally at 1 o'clock in the morning, just sitting in the yard,
counting license plates,
probably looking for suspicious plates. Carrie, luckily for her, she runs out, sees this guy, goes, "Holy shit, you got your phone on you," because she doesn't have a cell phone at the moment, and we'll talk about why soon. But so she asks, "Can I use your phone to call 911? My mother, blah, blah, blah." He gives her the phone. She calls. And the neighbor is a guy named Marcus Cox. He says, "She said her mom was screaming loud, and I did think I heard a scream, but I didn't know for sure. I just thought it was maybe some kids down the street." He said, so he was like, "I don't know if I heard a fucking scream or not," but she said her mom screamed and she ran out of the house. If someone runs up to you and says, "I need to call 911, oh shit, here you go. I don't know. It must be an emergency. So it's a smaller town. Like I said, there's 15,000 people here. When someone says I heard a bang, broke in my house, and my mother screamed, and I ran out in the yard, cops come it's everybody, all hands on deck, man. And they are speeding there. They're not breaking up a million other things. They get there, and they get their guns blazing because They just heard that someone broke in and they heard of a scream. They didn't hear of anybody exiting.
Right.
Nobody said, "I saw him running away."
They still be in the house.
So they're thinking there's an intruder in this house. So they go in through the already open back door, and they do, cops do the clearing thing. You've seen it, in a line. It takes a minute. They have to be careful. They can't just run in swinging, "Anybody here?" That's how you get shot. So they go in. They have it's weird too. If you watch Live PD, every department has a different way they do it.
Yeah.
Totally different. Some of them have a guy standing right next to him with like a guy with a shield. Some of them have, it's very strange. They all have different ways of clearing houses.
The strategy is not uniform throughout the law enforcement world.
It's weird. I assume there's probably like 2-3 major ways to do it, and then the departments, through different things happening, alter it for their own ways. I'm not sure. But so they do a room by room search.
All those protocols are written in blood.
Oh, you have to do them. Yeah, that's all in their training.
It's all based on mistakes made in the past.
Yep, but you see them. They do. Even when it's something that's clearly not a threat, they have to do it. It's part of the protocol.
It's fucking horrifying to think of.
Well, yeah, why they have to do it. Yeah. So they go room by room, guns out, flashlights, the whole deal, looking, and they're going through the whole house. It's just the one floor, so I mean, it's not like it's a sprawling house to go through. Living room, bedroom, nothing. Can't find anybody in the house till they get to the end of the hallway and enter the master bedroom. That's when they find something that they probably wish they didn't have to see. Yeah. They find Marianne is on her bed, and she is definitely not alive. Yeah. And there is blood everywhere,
all over the room.
It looks like somebody put M80s in a bucket of blood, and that's what the room looked like. It was a spatter fest. I mean, Dexter would have went nuts in here. It's one of those places where you went, whoa. You'd walk in there and go, I never want to see shit like that again and leave. It's fucking crazy. So she's very dead. Right away they look at her and they're trying to figure out what happened, and they see there's stab wounds. Yeah. And they're like, they can't even begin to count them.
No.
It's more stab wounds than you could count without an autopsy. That type of thing. Just
without cleaning it up.
Without cleaning it up and having a medical examiner literally go through and count. That's how it's just absolutely a horror show in there. So, very scary. Turns out she was stabbed 73 times.
That's a lot.
73. And they were some defense wounds, arms, chest.
So that's all it was stab wounds.
All stab, 73 stab wounds, face, and then very, very, you can tell there was some concentration on the throat. Very deep and repeated gashes at the throat as well.
Didn't like her.
Somebody didn't like her a lot.
A whole lot.
Like we did when the guy stabbed somebody like 90 times and we said one stab, two, and we were talking, having a whole conversation.
Stabbed her in the face 100 times.
100 times. We were having a whole conversation over it. So how many times? That's how it takes time to stab 73 fucking times. See how long it takes, because also when you're stab into a piece of chicken, the knife doesn't come out. You pull and pull, so you need a second and then to refocus. So it's a lot of
energy coming out as much as it is going in.
Exactly.
And then you got to do that again. So it's like stabbing somebody 100 times.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's obviously crazy. But so while this is going on, police are finding this. Carrie, the daughter, she's outside with the neighbor, and the police are with her at this point. She's like out there in her night clothes. She's got like shorts and a thing on. So they're with her and they give her a blanket and all that shit. And she's telling them what happened. She calls her brother at work, her brother Scott, and says, there's a break-in. Mom's dead. They just told me mom's dead, and she's freaking out. So Scott is at work, and imagine being at work at 1 a.m, getting that call.
Already not happy about that.
So Scott says he freaked out and called his dad at his job, and they said, I guess we're all going to the house. So Dad dropped what he was doing. They let you leave early if your wife gets murdered. So, you come home. So Dad got a hold of Dad on his cell phone. Dad ended up meeting them at the house, met Scott, and so Scott and Dad and Carrie's already there. Everybody gets at the house, ends up at the house. Now, police are investigating this, obviously, and looking into it, they see 73 stab wounds and vicious ones on the throat, real concentrated. This is clearly someone's angry.
Aimed at her.
This seems personal.
Yeah.
This is not your usual random. Yeah. But you never know, because if you get someone that's on enough meth, they might fucking have 73 stabs in them before they realize what they're doing.
Somebody that really needed that VCR tonight.
That's what I mean. Someone who's breaking into a house to steal shit might just go. They don't know. So anything's on the table when it comes to stuff like that. And in a town like this with a lot of kind of property crime, drug shit like that, anything's possible. So they're investigating it. While they're doing this, they're moving around Marianne, and they find under Marianne's pillow, they find something. It's a fully loaded, unfired .22 pistol.
What the fuck?
Under her pillow, man. I mean, she is not fucking around, this lady. Yeah. And her brother says that they're like, she's been shooting guns since she could hold them, and she's no joke with a gun.
Crack shot.
Yeah, this gun is not to make her feel better. This is to shoot people with if they break into her house. Like, she's all about that shit. It's Texas. What do you want? These people are all armed down there.
So for that shit to still be under the pillow, that means
untouched.
Somebody got her without her knowing.
Had to surprise her at least enough to where she couldn't get to it, or try to get to it at all. Yeah, it can't be. She wouldn't have heard a noise and then gotten attacked. She would have had that gun out in a heartbeat if she heard a door breaking open. Was the thing here. So also they go through the house. Nothing is missing from the house.
No robbery.
Nothing. They send, after they get her out of there and everything, they go through with, is anything missing? Yeah. Not a fucking thing is missing from this house. It is jewelry in the jewelry box, credit cards and a wallet sitting there, nothing taken. So this is obviously, perplexing for the cops here. Not perplexing, but they're ruling out robbery with such a personal attack and nothing taken. So they don't really think anyone random did this. The back door, like I said, was already open when the police arrived. What they found back there was it's one of those back doors that's half window. It's got a top part window, like a storm door.
Really?
So
you can open the top only
and
leave the bottom open?
Not one of those Dutch doors.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a storm door that's the bottom is like,
corrugated metal or whatever.
And then in the top is glass, or any kind of doors that are half glass. The glass is on top, so you can see who's there.
Okay.
So they find the glass is broken, and they find a brick out there as well. They find a brick laying out in the yard, shards of glass everywhere. So they're going, okay, brick, window, door. This all makes sense, obviously. The only person they're thinking who might be able to help at this point, other than possibly forensics when that comes in, is Carrie, because she was there. So the detective here, who is Sergeant Craig Clopton, he interviews her outside. Just, any info at all? Did you see anything? A shadow even? Was it? They have a hat on? Anything? So they want any info that might be able to put them on the trail before this person can get farther away. Obviously, because they showed up from when she called. They got there in 3 minutes. There was cops there. So they're like, hey, if this happened fucking 10 minutes ago, we can set up a perimeter and maybe be able to stop this guy. Whoever it is got to be covered in blood. So I mean, won't be too hard to spot them if we set up a roadblock, or we can do something here. And she says, I don't know. I don't have any information. She ran on down her night. She said, I was at the dining room table. Mom was in her room kind of late from the whole late evening. I don't know what she was doing, but she said that she was at the dining room table until about midnight scrapbooking. So, I mean, she's doing some Saturday night scrapbooking, as one wants to do. One has want to do. She's scrapbooking until about midnight. It's a long night of scrapbooking.
It's a lot of work.
We don't know when she started, but who knows? I mean,
putting those button brads into
she
the
scrapped
paper.
some books that night, man. She did some stuff,
the
boy.
Stickers that say summertime.
Other things that you put. I don't know what else you'd put in a scrapbook.
Baby block stickers.
What do you put in a scrapbook?
You never did it before.
What are you doing with scrapbooks? What's happening? What's in there?
I had to do
What's in your book?
I had a baby.
What'd you put in it?
Well, we put
I remember the book where you put
a sticker of the first poo.
You put the
first, but you know what I mean.
The wrist thing in the hospital, the ankle thing in the hospital. You put a newspaper from when they're born. You put all that crap in there.
Pictures of shit that they've done with some stickers and some buttons and.
I don't think she was doing that.
For fucking airplane.
What is a 16
spins?
What is a 16-year-old scrapbook about?
I don't know. Fucking prom? Not even yet. Jesus.
Scrapbooking about
Who knows?
Katy Perry? I don't know what was going on in 2012. That's all I could think of.
As a teenager? I can't imagine.
Have any idea?
A full page of Harry Styles?
Maybe.
I guess.
I think that was before that.
No, it was around then. About then.
I guess so.
Maybe. That might be right before them.
I don't know.
One Direction? I don't know.
All I could think of for pop was fucking Katy Perry for 2012.
Probably
I know
close.
She was up everybody's ass at that point. So she said she got tired and, put the old scrapbooking will take it out of you.
Exhausting.
It's exhausting work. It's
mentally for sure.
It's very difficult work. So she said, I gotta hit the hay.
Yeah.
This scrapbooking's taking it out of me. She said she went upstairs, whatever, got comfortable, laid down, but she said right before she could fall, she was just drifting.
Just dozing.
Just about to drift, and she heard a big loud crash at that point, right then. So she said she got up and, went out of her room in the hallway and into the kitchen to see what was up. And just then she saw that the back door was open and the glass was broken. Mm-hmm. So she was like, oh my God, thinking that maybe this person's right next to me. Then she heard her mother scream and she went, holy shit, and just booked it out of the back door.
Good move.
That she was looking. Oh, fuck, I'm out of here. Yeah. What else are you going to do? Let me investigate. No, this isn't a Friday the 13th movie.
She's smart.
Someone's screaming. I better check it out. Maybe they need my help.
Sounds like they're choking.
16-year-old girl in a nightgown is really going to make a difference in this situation, I feel like.
That's the next victim.
She's going to be the difference maker, I feel like. So probably not. I don't know. Maybe she has a 22 under her pillow. I'm not sure. But she
got an AR in her undies.
Yeah, so whipping it out. It's Texas. You never know.
I have no idea.
You teach your daughter to sleep with an AR in her undies. Now, listen here now. The liberals going to tell you not to keep an assault rifle next to your genitalia. I'm just going to tell you right now. They're not even the liberals. Either the real crazy people saying you shouldn't have guns pointing right at your genitalia. I'm here to tell you should. I think it's a good thing.
You're warmer that way.
No, not with the safety on either. What are you, some kind of pussy? That takes an extra second to take off. Then what you going to do? What are you going to do when they come at you? Oh, hold on a minute, sir. Let me turn my safety off. Hell no. Sometimes you lose some genitalia. That's the stakes of the game, pal. This is Texas, where sometimes you lose a ball.
And that's all right, because we are gifted with a couple extra inches. Because we know that we're going to graze a couple
off. In Texas, we have 3 balls. If you're born within state limits, you have 3. Even the girls got 3 balls, just in case. They're for shooting, really. Right. They're for shooting and still having virileness to spread throughout the land. See, that's how it works.
Because we're going to lose one.
Oh, we're going to shoot it off. It's going to happen eventually. Maybe have a mule kick it when we're, used to a horse be bucking on me, and
you might fall asleep on your couch and your best hog eats one off.
You never know.
You don't know.
Because they're rooting. Right. They're rooting. You never know. You got your boxers on. One done fell out the side. It's a hot summer day. Get the loose-ass ball skins dangling.
As a baby, mom lose track of you. You shit in your diaper.
There you go.
Fall asleep in the lawn.
Done.
Take a nap. There it goes.
Pig eat your baby. That's what happened.
The pig will get your piglet.
Lost 3 of mine that way. Tell you.
Lost all 3.
3 of mine shot off 1 ball. Pig ate off another. All I got left's 1 ball. No kids. So now that goes.
1 ball, no kids.
1 ball, no kids.
That sounds great.
So quite the life there. So yeah, she said she ran out, like we said, and ran next door to get help. There's that. So Carrie, like we said, has just turned 16. They take Carrie, the daughter here, down to the station to get a full written. This is in the yard in the dark. Yeah. They're getting a statement. So they take her down to hey, let's sit down, have a Coke, right, and relax and talk about what happened. So we can because when things happen fast, you don't remember things. If you sit down and think about it, you might go, you know what? I actually think maybe I saw this or I heard that. Also, they bring Don and Scott also come to the station just to, hey, you know anyone who might have killed, who could have wanted to hurt your wife and mom, basically.
And of the 3, who's going to be least traumatized by this? Those are the 2.
Yeah, those are the 2.
They weren't there.
Exactly. They didn't, hear a scream.
At 15, if my mother got murdered in the same house I was in, I would lose my shit.
Exactly. And
that
especially
would be horrific.
If you were home when it happened, Jesus Christ.
I heard something. I didn't even see it. I just heard some of it.
Yeah.
And I know what was happening now when I heard that.
That's rough.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So they sit Don and Scott down and say, anyone, because, Don, you know her, obviously. You know who she consorts with and things like that.
Sleep next to her.
Yeah, anybody that might want to hurt her, and they say no. Scott says, I don't know who want to kill my mom. What the hell do I know? I like her. She's my mom. What the fuck? Now, Detective Clopton, Sergeant Clopton, he thinks right off the bat that Don's demeanor is strange. Doesn't like Don's demeanor at all. No, he said Don doesn't seem upset, doesn't seem distraught, doesn't seem zoned out.
No.
Those are because there's different ways people react to death, and they always say that. Some people go a zone out, and they're just in a state of shock. Some people are just distraught and they can't be talked to. Some people they're upset, they cry, they have outbursts. It's
trying to solve it.
Yeah, trying to solve it. It happens. People. There you go. Watch First 48 and watch when they do notifications. It's the saddest fucking thing in the world. Right. But that's, a parent or someone's real. People react completely differently. Some of them just start crying. Some of them will sit there completely stone-faced and go, what happened? Yeah. Who did it? Yeah. And then they'll cry later. Some people just kind of go into a thing where they're now answering questions. They said Don didn't fit into any of these categories.
Really?
He just, quote, didn't seem bothered by it.
Oh.
That's what the detectives, that's what Clopton said. Quote, he just didn't seem bothered by it.
Wow.
So he was just so what happened now? Yeah. Got a flat tire earlier. That pissed me off. When are they going to stop dropping nails on the street? Very strange.
Ramen's not going to stock itself. I'll get back to work.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it doesn't have to be crying. There's several correct reactions, but that's some shit, huh, buddy? That ain't one of them.
Is that what he said?
No, but that's the demeanor he had, basically, that Clopton said was, that's some shit, huh, buddy? Woof, I'll tell you what. I better get back to work, bitch. It's shit making it work itself.
It's a very response, though.
Yeah. That's some shit, huh, buddy? That's my... I was just taking his brain and mind for a minute there and letting him possess me at the moment. So the neighbors so the cops are a little suspicious of Don and his reaction to this. You'd think you'd be able to mount some kind of...
For your wife.
Some kind of
the mother of your
something.
Children.
Yeah.
You're still married to her.
You've been with her for 25 years, too. You'd think you'd be able to go, holy shit, Jesus. Even if you hated her guts, you'd think you'd go, fuck.
That's terrible.
I know her real good. Right. There's lots of people... I know people that die that I don't like.
Yeah.
And then then I'm like, oh, I still feel a little bad about it. I'm not just like, well, whatever. Like, for the most part, there's a couple people here and there.
I'm sure that I can find somebody.
They have to be like, super hypocritical, though. That's what it has to be.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
It's not necessarily just the hypocritical. It's just
or a total dick or an asshole.
It's the complete just maltreatment of anybody around them. If they can if they can muster that to be a dick to everybody, then I'm just like, too bad for their mom.
Too bad. Yeah. Oh well.
Their mom's gonna cry.
Then they're a vile human being. Which, by the way, we're doing that shit. If I have to drag Jimmy by the scruff of his neck to do vile human beings in the next month and a half, vile human beings will be a thing.
It'll be started.
The podcast. We will start it, and it will be a thing. We'll keep you updated there. We've been working on that
and threatening it.
But now it's like in serious, like, hey, we're planning. So it's going to be good stuff. So yeah, ain't that some shit, buddy? Here is what he says. So the detectives are like, let's talk to some people and see who knows them, and kind of let's get a lay of their marriage and find out. Because they asked Scott, and he was like, I don't fucking know. They seem fine to me.
Yeah.
Kids don't know what the hell their parents' marriage is like. It's normal. I don't know. They fight sometimes.
And generally, you don't really have a comparison as a kid,
That's
too.
The
That's
other
the
thing.
problem. Is
Seems
because
normal.
Right. You just figure everybody's parents do this shit.
And then whatever you see is just a tip of the iceberg. There's way much under there. And your parents generally don't sit you down and go, let me tell you why your dad's a dick. Okay. He did this and this and this. And then I said this. And he was like, oh my God, you're bringing that up? That happened last week. And I'm like, well, yes, because it's still relevant. And then that doesn't happen normally. You just leave your kids out of it.
Until you go to a friend's house and see somebody else's dad like dote on the mom, or vice versa, or both.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hey,
and you're like, holy shit, are they supposed to do that?
Yeah.
He damn near fingered her.
My house
that
sucks.
was weird.
Yeah. Oh shit, what the hell?
Are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just slap her?
This is crazy. Slap her around.
Like my dad.
Yeah. But they're seem normal. I mean, they have fights, but they're not bad people. They're not like, usually the cops have never been called to their house. There's no domestic violence. There's no anything like that. Normal married people have been married for 25 years, have 2 kids and bills and shit. They fight sometimes.
Yeah.
That's life. Now they talk to some neighbors, and the neighbors say that they fight a lot, these two. They're always fighting. They say Don's a little much with the drinky poo. Don will tip a few back, and and they'll fight, and that sort of thing happens. Never violent or anything, but they'll yell and scream at each other.
Life frustrations.
And the neighbor said that Don often sleeps on the couch. Which, what's a fun conversation to have to the neighbors?
What do you know? Why do you know that?
That's what I mean.
Do you see it through the front window?
Oh, he goes
on
over
the couch again.
Yeah. Oh man, my back hurts. Why? That damn couch is the worst to sleep on. Let me tell you about my bitch of a wife. That's like, is that the conversation he's having with neighbors?
Or they just sit on that patio all weekend and see the fucking living room light turn on and see Don lay down. They he's sleeping on that.
It's the guy in his lawn chair that was waiting to call 911. There he is.
He hears some scream, and then he sees the living room light on. He's like, there goes that fight. 3, 2, sleeping on the couch. There he
goes. I've been in this yard for about 11 years now. So anything you need to know about this neighborhood, I got it pretty well taken care of. I got a couple of notebooks in the house. I keep some notes in, license plate numbers.
He's Corey Feldman from The Burbs.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's what I picture. He's hanging out on the porch. Hey, what's up, man? So the neighbors are suspicious of Don at this point as well, and they tell the police that too. They're like, I don't know, man. They fight a lot. He sleeps on the couch. He bitches about her.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If she's dead, I don't know. That's my thought, is what they would say. So the police are like, all right, let's check this guy out. They check his job to find out if he was really at work or not, because he's supposed to be at work that night, and they find out he was 1,000% at work that night.
Okay.
Never left, worked around other people that saw him the whole time. Okay. So nothing there. He if he did, it's not him. He didn't do it himself. So that's, why would you?
Right.
That's the other thing. So they say, tell you what, Don, we'd like to, would you mind if we take a look at your phone records and things like that? How about we do that? So Don and Scott both voluntarily give up their phones and say, look through my shit, look up my stuff. They, grease the process so they don't have to go get an order and all that. It's all voluntary. They do it. So they start looking into the couple's phone records to see if maybe Don had somebody do the deed while he was at work. Cause that's what they're thinking. Like if there's a call at 12:53 saying if that's 2 seconds long, like it's done and hang up, maybe that's what we're looking for here. So they're doing that, because he has an alibi. While they're doing this, they're looking at everybody's phones now. They're looking at Marianne's phones too, just to see if, who knows, So while they do this, they do find something out while they're looking into the phones. They find out that someone's been fucking around on the side, and it ain't Don.
Goddamn Carrie.
It ain't Don, and it ain't Carrie either. So Marianne's been having a little fling.
Oh, no.
They find out. He has been talking. Now, Don, they move him aside.
Yeah.
That kind of moves him aside. Then they're like, wait a second, what if he found out about it? Move him back in. So now it's just confusing. Once you put another guy into it, now that's two people that could have killed her.
Right.
And they both have more reason now.
Right.
So who knows?
Moving Don in and out of this equation.
Yeah. Maybe, maybe not. So, they look into it further. They find that she has tons of calls with and texts and everything else with a fellow DPS employee that she works with.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah. They look into it further and they see evidence of just an ongoing affair that's been going on for a while. All sorts of naked, explicit things sent back and forth between them. You know, affair shit.
Yeah.
So this has been going on, apparently unbeknownst to Don.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would say. I don't think he was like, that sure is. I'll be at work tonight, so tell him I said hi. I don't think that's going on. So
police departments and stuff like that are very much like restaurants, man.
Oh, yeah.
It is crazy how much in-fucking is happening there.
It's so much.
It's so much incestuous, weird shit.
Oh, this is anybody who works in office. It happens all the time.
Police and
there's
restaurants,
a certain attitude.
Super common.
Hospitals, too. That happens a lot, too.
And police, airlines.
Yeah.
You're right. It's fucking every industry.
It's every industry.
God damn it.
Anywhere where people work closely together. They always say that, like in the homicide book, the David Simon book, they say that there's no better affair for a police detective than an emergency room nurse.
Yeah.
Because they always see each other. They're hanging out at 2 a.m, and they both have horrible, dark senses of humor. Literally, they said they're the only ones that can talk shit with a homicide detective as an emergency room nurse because they've seen worse than you have.
Well, he's dead. We don't really have much time to find a bed. Will you just bend me over the gurney?
Yeah, right. Take me out to breakfast and shit like that. So there is in fucking and all this sort of thing.
Crazy though.
So, they find this all sorts of naked. He's not a cop either, this guy, but all sorts. He's just another employee. All sorts of naked, explicit pictures and everything like that. As a matter of fact, they look into her phone records real closely, and they find out that the night she was killed, he was the last person she talked to on the phone that night. While Carrie said she was scrapbooking in there, that's what she was doing. Marianne was in her bedroom talking on the phone to this guy. Who knows, doing what, whatever, but talking to him. So they talk to him. Police go, I think it's time to talk to our pal here. Yeah. They go knock on his door and talk to him. This dude is devastated by the death.
He's ruined.
I mean, he has an appropriate reaction to where he's like, are you kidding?
You've seen my dick?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. She said no one would ever see that. Oh, God. Jesus Christ, man. I was wearing that little baby bonnet thing.
This is embarrassing.
It was all over my face.
I fell on the cucumber.
Come on.
I swear I was shopping.
Fuck me. This is ridiculous.
So embarrassing.
So, he's the last person to talk to her on the phone. He said he seems devastated. Right away, he said he's love to help you in any way that I can.
Yeah.
Love to help. Just don't show anyone pictures of what I was doing there. It was very embarrassing.
Don't show them that I lost one of those.
Please.
One of those third nuts.
Please no. Please no. So he said he's willing to help out in any way possible. So right away, the police are like, too helpful or the right amount of helpful? That's what you always have to think.
Man.
With homicide detectives, you always have to think, is he too helpful?
Yeah.
Because if murderers are too helpful sometimes. Or is he just being helpful because he's a good guy? You never fucking know.
Sometimes they hang up flyers.
And the only way to tell a lot of times is intuition.
Yeah.
That's why those guys are like detectives doing something else for 10 years before they're homicide detectives for the most part, because they have to have that. They have to show that they can do shit like that. So the police, though, they kind of think he's genuine. They want to check up on him, but they're like, he's either a really good actor or that does seem like a pretty good reaction. So he answered all the questions. He said, sure, I'll come down to the station, talk to you guys, whatever you need. Answered all the questions. Said he's never been to her house ever. They look over all his phone locations. They take his phone shit to look over his locations to see where he was when he was on the phone with her and where he was after that when he was using it, because they can do the pings. And they find out he is nowhere near the Murphy house on the night of the murder. He was 45 minutes away.
Another dead end.
Never moved around at all. So now they have 2 men and 2 alibis. So this is rough.
This is bad.
This is fucking not good if you have a dead woman and literally nothing here at all. So,
and your 2 best chances of catching people And both of them were nowhere near it.
Well, you figure, okay, her husband, who we hear drinks a little bit and they fight all the time and he sleeps on the couch, and then she's having a long-term affair on the side. One of these two did it. You got to figure. I mean, either the guy, his wife was going to find out about it, or Don found out about it. You got to figure it has something to do with her illicit affairs.
That guy was married too?
Not that anybody deserves to die for having an affair, but you just... That's who kills you usually, is who's close to you.
That's what sets you off, too. Jealousy is a motherfucker.
Jealousy, and especially if it's a guy, you're going to, that's what my first thought is. Maybe he found out and got pissed and killed her. You know, that's what I would think first and foremost. So they're at a dead end right now. They still aren't. It doesn't seem to be Don. They want to, at this point, he didn't contact anybody the night of the murder. He was working the whole time. If he did do it, he did it very smoothly, and they don't know how to catch him on it. And the other guy, too, he took a polygraph, said he's never been to her house. He passed everything. He seems pretty clean as well. So, and his phone locations also. So the only thing they have left is to talk to Carrie to try to get some kind of information that maybe she forgot something, and who knows? I mean, people remember things over some time. So they ask Carrie if there's anything else, anything at all that can help, that please, something. They ask her about the door being broken with the window. And they say, look, Carrie, there's a problem. One problem we have with the whole thing here. The brick and glass are on the outside of the door.
They're on the wrong side.
They're on the wrong side of the door. So
it's a brick from the living room.
That's an issue. It's a brick from outside, but it's a brick thrown still outside, and the glass is on the outside too. So they're like, that's an issue. So could they have gotten in another way and made it look like they're trying to figure it out, basically? Did you hear anything before that? Did you hear a door? Did you hear even a whistle? Anything in the house that could have been somebody jimmying a door or something like that? She says, no, nothing. I heard a bang. I went out there, ran out. That was it. That's all there is. Now the problem is the medical report comes out around this time with the autopsy, and it says that when they found her, a lot of her wounds, the blood was coagulated.
Oh, she'd been there a minute.
That's the problem. Hearing the scream, running, calling, and police arriving all happened within 10 minutes.
That's not enough time.
So she would still be actively bleeding, never mind having coagulated wounds. I mean, there would still be, she'd be pumping blood almost still. Probably not, she'd be dead by then, but...
It'd be running.
Not to be insensitive about it, but it would...
dripping off the bed for sure.
It would be fresh in 10 minutes. So... It's coagulated, so they're like, how did this couldn't have happened right then? Okay, because it's coagulated, so we don't help us, fucking help us is all they're doing. So they get Don's permission to do a full interview with Carrie. Like, can we sit down without you here and talk to her, basically? Do we have permission to do that? So Don says, sure, fine. I want to find out who killed my wife. So if she'll help you find out, then great. Which, that's also a good sign that Don is on the up and up here. Yeah. So they look into what the fuck is up with Carrie, first of all.
How are you doing, Carrie?
Let's find out with Carrie.
Your scrapbooking's raising red flags.
It's a little weird. Now, but that fits her. Carrie's not real good socially.
No.
Doesn't have a lot of confidence, and I feel bad for a girl like this because first of all, she's 5'10", which is awesome. Yeah. It's great to be a tall girl, but a lot of times young ladies have an issue being tall, especially because they get tall earlier. Yeah. So she might have been 5'9" in the 6th grade when the boys were 5'4".
Right.
So I remember those girls, and I remember that a lot of them would like kind of hunch over, and I'm like, oh, don't do that.
A lot of girls being called stretch.
Yeah, stuff like that. So that happens. So she's 5'10". She's also she's a little bit overweight as well. So that doesn't help her confidence either. In her own mind, she's not satisfied with herself, and it projects outwardly in her social activities. She's just kind of an awkward kid. Awkward kid, not real good with friends, not real good with the other kids. She's trying to find herself, though. And this is the thing. I mean, this was her freshman year of high school. Right. Everyone's trying to find themselves. Yeah. The people who know who they are in their freshman year of high school or have like some confident thing. I don't know what planet they came from.
I don't understand it either.
But I didn't know what the hell I was doing in the 9th grade. Didn't know who I was, where I was going, what I was doing, who I wanted to be. I had no fucking clue.
There's a lot of those quote unquote late bloomers that people like. Yeah. I'm a late bloomer. Nobody ever says I'm an early bloomer, but all those fucking people.
A lot of people were
exactly who they are.
You know that kid who, like, in 6th grade, he was like, knew how to talk to the ladies and was like, hitting home runs in Little League. And so you're like, what the hell is up with this kid?
Had a choice of career he was going to be, and then you look for him on Facebook today, and that's what he fucking does.
He just had puberty a year earlier than you. That's all it was. And the next year it was all fine. But yeah.
And somehow he's fucking, all those kids are always fucking successful.
Well, yeah, confidence is a big thing in the world. It really is.
It's a good boost.
We always hear like that thing of, that guy that was doing so great in high school, he's going to be doing this shitty job now. Probably not. No. Maybe
he's a lawyer.
Sometimes.
He's doing great.
But most of the time, the kid who was like a cocky asshole in high school, he's a cocky asshole, and those people tend to do well in the world for some reason.
I looked the kid up on Facebook that was mine, and the fuckers, he's a member of a Porsche group on Facebook.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's one of those guys.
Which he might not have.
He's doing great.
Maybe he just joined the group.
He's certainly got one.
Oh, he certainly
has. It's his profile picture.
Wow. That's a certain kind of douche. Certain kind of douche is going to put their Porsche in their profile picture. Is it him with it, or is it just the car?
He's sitting in the fucking car.
Yeah. Huge douche.
Sun shining in through the driver's window so you can see every fucking tooth and the thumbs up.
Oh, fuck him. I don't like him. Help me find him later, I'll hunt him down like a fucking animal.
Fucking jerk.
Punch him right through his open Porsche window. So... Jimmy enjoys it when I want to unleash violence on people. So Carrie's having a tough time. Okay, when she's a freshman in high school, like I said, a freshman in high school girl who's 5'10" and a little overweight is not usually the picture of confidence in her own self. Not that she can't do great shit, but it's in her own mind. Her brother Scott says she was always trying to find an identity, like. On social media, she'd be like, 1 minute she'd be, she'd be goth. She'd have her nails painted black.
Right.
And, she'd be like goth shit. And then the next time, a month later, she was a completely different style.
Right. So with a Taylor Swift shirt.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like when you're a teenager, you do have to find identities. Everybody's like a different identity in school based on this dress or music or thing that they do.
Isn't that bizarre?
It's really bizarre. Yeah. That's how everything breaks down in school. So you have to like figure out which part do I fit into. And a lot of people do that. They just, where the fuck do I fit?
Right.
And so that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to find somewhere.
That fold of friends.
Yeah.
And then you have to find your pecking order in there.
And then
you got to fucking hope that you get along with these goddamn people.
You got to like these people.
What if you don't? Then you got to go pretend to like football and hang out with those guys?
Then you got to find another group of friends you don't like anyway. It's miserable. It describes my whole life.
Here's the cheat code for that. You're going to hate them all.
Yeah, everybody sucks. Everybody sucks. Hate everyone, everybody.
That's the cheat code. Fuck them all.
Fuck them. So, she's trying to find her way. She finds a boy that she sort of gets along with as a friend here. And, she likes him. He's a nice boy. He's kind of in the same, like, edge of the cafeteria crew. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
The fringe.
Yeah, kind of a little fringe group, fringe crew. His name is Zain Ahmed.
Hell yeah.
And Zain is Zein.
Okay.
So, Zain Ahmed. His parents are Pakistani.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's a... And Zayn is, like I said, he's just kind of like sort of an outcast like that, like her. So they befriend each other, which is nice. That's good. They found something. After some time, though, he starts to like her a little more than she's interested in him.
Yeah.
So she likes him and, he likes her and he, she's not interested, but he decides that he's cool with the friend zone thing.
Okay.
He's one of those guys that's probably like, well, just hang on and eventually I'll chip away at it.
Maybe she'll get her heart broken enough to settle.
I know guys have been working on this for years.
There are guys that still do it.
Years they do it.
30s.
They're like a 5 year, we've been friends since 97. And we're like, well, it's never going to happen, dude. I've been in love with her, though. It's really going to work out. I don't think so.
I've seen it in movies.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Love conquers all.
Fucking, oh no, she rejected Ducky. Never mind. So this guy's going to take the Ducky role and be cool with it.
Oh, boy.
He's going to be fine with this shit. He says, I'll take the friend zone. So Carrie looking for more people to hang out with. Carrie's a very good singer. So she joins the choir.
Yeah.
Which is a cool thing. My daughter was in choir, so it's cool.
Very good.
That's fun stuff. So she joins the choir and she makes all her friends there, which is good because that's the thing. It's hard to make friends if you're not doing anything.
Right.
You do shit and then other people that do the same shit tend to have similar interests as you, and then you get along with them. That's generally how things work. So she's a very good singer, and it helps her make friends in the choir too, because if you're good at it, people are good to you. That's just what it is. Do your thing. Whatever your thing is, if you're young and trying to find your way, whatever your thing is, just fucking do it, and people will gravitate to it.
When you're good at it, you're gonna have so many friends.
Whatever it is, you don't do things to where the people are. You do your thing well, and people will come to you. It's how it works, man. Do your thing. Trust us.
Play basketball, football.
Did this show sound like a good idea? Fuck no. But we did our thing because this is what we want to do, and people have come to us.
It's working.
It works somehow. I don't know. You're listening, aren't you?
Just do what you do.
So anyway, she makes friends. Specifically, she's very much enamored with a girl in her class. As far as she's impressed with her, she's a senior. This girl, freshman, senior. You know what I mean? This girl's 19. 19, 15, you know, she looks up to this. This girl's got a car and stuff, probably, and
it's the coolest.
It's cool, you know. So she's looking at her. This is Rebecca Keller. Everybody calls her Bunny.
Okay.
So to thwart any confusion, she's Bunny from here on out. So Bunny is 19. She's the total opposite of Carrie. She's small, very thin, blonde, very outgoing, bubbly, popular blonde chick. You don't call a grumpy person Bunny.
No.
Generally.
No.
It's not, you know.
Bitchy, but not grumpy.
It's not Bunny the Grouch. No. It's Oscar, you know what I'm saying? They didn't make Oscar a bunny. It's not Oscar the Bunny. And he's like, I don't know, it's fucking filthy down here.
And Bunny's not, usually she's not grouchy or bitchy. It's just she's particular. She likes her things the way she likes them.
It's bubbly and energetic. Hey, Bunny. So, you know, Carrie really idolizes Bunny. And Bunny sees Carrie as a good singer who's a freshman, so she wants to like kind of mentor her.
Gotcha.
You know, she's like, I'll take you under my wing and, you know, whatever, be nice to you, because she can see that she's kind of not really the most popular kid either. You can tell when somebody is hurting or struggling or something, and that's
especially at that age.
Yeah, that's the thing. In high school, I like to befriend those people. I had a collection of weirdos. I'd be like, you get over here.
Tell me about the weird shit you're into.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I like kids that were fucked up and had problems and shit. You know,
it's the best.
Yeah, I like that. Those more. I don't like these.
I don't like people that got it together.
Get their shit together.
You got a plan?
What
Fuck
fun
you.
is that?
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
And I'm a dick, and my kids are like, their life is together. They're gonna be bored now. So sorry about that, kids.
What's your name, Travis? I don't know if I'm going to eat tomorrow.
I'm not positive. It's pretty cool, right?
Let's hang out.
That's kind of what it was. Yeah. I mean, I had friends. One friend, I remember his whole family lived in a fucking abandoned school bus for a while.
Oh my God.
I was sad. My other friend his goddamn mom was in a mental institution for a while, and then she came home and she had this crackhead fucking husband she brought in, and Friday night was crack night.
Oh, Jesus.
We'd hang out at his house because you're allowed to smoke weed there. So we'd like hang out in his basement and smoke weed when we were teenagers, and but Friday night we'd have to clear out because all the fucking crackheads are over there.
Jesus.
It was a nightmare. So
a friend named Joaquin who told me that his mom was a prostitute.
Oh, nice.
And that he got to sleep with her friends. And then I didn't believe it for a word of it. And then he told me
that he was bragging.
Yeah, right. I thought he was just being a kid. And then
not a good brag.
Then he just goes, "Hey, Jimmy," and I turn around. He goes, "Look at this," and he shows me his dick. And I was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with it?" And he goes, "I fucked a girl in her ass." And I was, "No, man, no." He was like,
"My God."
He didn't want to wash it.
This is horrific.
He wanted.
Oh. Okay.
He wanted to show everybody.
Okay, we gotta reset this whole thing. My brain just broke when I just pictured it.
I really hope Joaquin's okay, because it sure didn't. I mean,
Joaquin, if you're out there, don't call us, don't get a hold of us, don't email the show.
Not tweet me.
Figure out your fucking life and wash your dick, you filthy scumbag.
I'm sure he's not okay.
Jesus Christ! God.
He didn't want to. I just remembered that. I can't believe I forgot it.
He's like, I washed my hands, though. It's people now be like, that's fine. Did you wash your hands?
Only.
So Bunny, though, is envious of Carrie as well.
Yeah.
Bunny is envious of Carrie's home life.
Oh.
Carrie has a stable family. I mean, obviously nobody's perfect, but stable family, mom, dad, reasonable amount of money. They're not, Carrie has the things she needs and things she wants, and nice TV in her room and stuff like that. She's got stuff. She's not hurting for anything. Bunny is fucking poor.
Really?
Bunny lives in a super dingy, shitty trailer in a dingy trailer park. Real crappy. She has a terrible relationship with her father. Her dad's not around. Totally different. She's the opposite of Carrie when it comes to everything. It's total opposite. The only thing they have in common is they both like to sing and they're both girls. Outside of that, they're complete opposites. So Bunny is jealous. Not jealous, but she's like, man, I wish I had that. And
really?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then Carrie's jealous of her because she's like, wow, I wish I could
have the independence
and also be able to make friends so easy and be popular. This girl's popular, Bunny. So it's...
Well, those are just survival tactics, it sounds like.
It is.
Carrie hasn't had the need to fucking
she's been
turn into something else.
Well taken care of. And that's the thing. Now, the only thing about this that's a little strange is that Rebecca, after a minute, lets Carrie know that she's interested in something a little more than friendship.
Oh, boy.
She's interested in a little more than friendship, okay? Now, obviously, 19 years old and 15 years old is... very hot, obviously, but no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Keep talking. I'm listening.
I'm joking here. No, obviously, that's fucking wrong. Yeah. If that was me and you, because we're guys, we're sitting there, we're like, I don't know. But if that was a boy, we were like, I will rip his dick off and fucking pummel him with it. Right. So it's different. You know what I mean? Like when my daughter was 15, if a 19-year-old boy was anywhere near her,
oh God, no,
he was dying.
Yeah.
So. But with a girl, we don't look at it the same because we're guys.
Right.
But it's still the same. It's still the same. They're not mentally the same, and there's a definite difference. And she's 19 years old. Not Carrie. Bunny's 19. Yeah. She's an adult.
Right. She doesn't have to be in that trailer. She can go get a job and get the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's wrong here. If it was a boy, we would say not small town murder approved behavior, and this also not small town murder approved behavior. Carrie is into it.
Really?
She's into it. She had told a couple of friends recently that she thought she was bi. And she didn't really know. She's fucking 14 or 15. When you're a lot of kids now, they don't know what. No. They don't have to figure it out for a while.
There are senators that figure it out in their 40s.
Well, they figured it out. They just know the act they have to play. You put a foot under the bathroom door and you work on it. That's all. So, but there's a lot of kids, they don't know. And they're not. You don't have to fucking know is the other thing. If you're 15, you don't have to be any sexuality at all. No. Figure it out. It's all on your own time.
You have so much life to go.
You got a lot of life, and trust me, it's out there for you. So if you great. So, but she thinks she's bi. Terrific. Whatever. Good for her. And this confirms it, I guess. Yeah. The fact that she definitely,
if she's into this, I think you are.
She's at least bi. At least bi.
Yeah.
Then right after this, she told her brother that she thinks she's gay.
Yeah.
She said, I don't think I'm bi anymore. I think I'm gay here. I think I just like girls and whatever. And her brother told her, okay, great, cool. Yeah. That's fine. It was like 2012. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, he's like, whatever, cool. He's like, carry on with your gayness. I don't know. Enjoy. I don't know. 2012, he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
There's a young generation doesn't care about gay.
No.
That's one thing. They're like, yeah, whatever. Who fucking cares?
Right.
It's weird. Like they don't. There's a generational split there that happens. I really believe with gayness that. It's just certain age. It's like you can pick an age and go under, and like 90% of the people don't give two shits about it, and an age and over, and those people care about it. It's just different. So, her brother said, "Carry on, do your thing." Good for you, I guess. She does not tell her parents, though. She's 15, so and that's the other thing too. You don't have to tell your parents anything about what you're thinking about, what you want to do with your genitals someday.
Anything.
That's not their business right now. Mm-mm. And you don't know for sure. You might change your mind or you might have different feelings. Your feelings may change. You have no idea at that age. You have a fluid sexuality sometimes when you're a teenager, especially, this is just scientifically, especially women scientifically when they're teenagers are a little more confused about that sort of shit. Mainly because they don't yell at each other and call each other homos from the time they're 4 years old. I would assume. Make fun of each other and say horrible shit and, that's what I can assume. More women are willing to admit that than guys because guys are scared they're going to get a fucking wedgie or something. Jesus Christ.
Or worse.
Or worse.
Tied to a goddamn fence in Wyoming and beaten to death.
That's what I mean. I was trying to be humorous about it, but there's not.
I didn't go. Sorry. No, I didn't find a joke.
It's true, though. It's true.
It's
fucking scary.
But it's one way or the other. You can get beat up or you can just get fucking legit murdered. It's crazy.
Or hopefully if you're in a decent place where people are nice, they just go, Cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. You coming to the party or not? Right. Like, whatever. I don't give a shit what you do with your dick. That's not my concern. So she doesn't tell her parents. She thinks that her dad will be cool with it.
Okay.
She's like, I think my dad will be all right with it, but mom's going to fucking freak out. Mm-hmm. So I think mom's going to freak. She thinks both because it's with a woman, a girl, I guess, and also because this is an actual adult woman at this point.
The age is wrong.
The age is wrong.
A, it's illegal and in the law's eyes, and the other one is B, it's illegal in God's eyes.
For her, both. For her, that's what it is. This is why I think they should break up high school into 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th grades separately, because you shouldn't have, you can have 14-year-olds in the same place with 19-year-olds.
That's crazy.
All intermingling. Fuck that. No way.
And taking the chance that 100% of them are not A, pedophiles, or B, just rapists.
That's what I mean. Crazy. Just gross guys are like, I bet if I got that girl drunk, I could do things to her, and she would,
Very presumptuous, guys.
It's fucking weird. So, Carrie, though, is getting really into this relationship. She's like obsessed with Bunny here, with Rebecca, and it seems mutual. Rebecca's always all over her. She's all over. They're back and forth. They're constantly texting and calling and seeing each other. And this is one of those all-encompassing relationships that are always bad when you're 15.
Yeah.
You do not have time for that when you're 15. You don't have the capacity for that kind of relationship yet. Yeah. It's hard to have that relationship when you're an adult, never mind when you're 15. And you have school and shit to do too at the same time. So Carrie would lie to her parents, and she'd sneak out and see Bunny at night and hiding and teenager bullshit that teenagers do, except with a 19-year-old woman.
Right.
And a lot of hiding. Bunny convinces Carrie to tell her parents. Bunny says, you got to tell your parents. Yeah. This is crazy. You can't be running around hiding and doing all this shit. This is nuts. Come out to your parents. Tell them you got your brother on your side. Your brother said he's cool with it. He'll help you, and maybe your parents will be supportive. If you put it up to them the right way, give them a chance. They might be cooler than you think, basically, type of thing. And that's true. I mean, it's fucking 2012, especially dad. He's like, you see this mullet? It's 2012. Right. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Woo, pew, pew. What the fuck do I care? Do I have gives a shits? What does this hair say to you?
Right.
How many shits do I give? 0, Chief. Rock on. And he gave her the horns and threw her a can of Bud Light and was like, woo.
Let's celebrate.
Let's celebrate. Now you're a woman.
A lot of my favorite celebrities already came out. Same way.
Same way.
Listen.
Look it.
Good.
So, yeah.
High five Ellen for me.
That's funny. So she does. She comes out. Dad's, like I said, he's cool with it. Mm-hmm. Mom wasn't as against it as she thought she was. Carrie thought she was going to be, but she wasn't exactly like, oh, congratulations either. Right. Mom took a little bit of convincing. Just the idea of it was a big shock to her. She didn't expect it. So she was... took some convincing.
Oh, it's so horrible.
Which is hard. Imagine being that kid all you want is support, I would assume. It's fine. You're great. We love you no matter what. You're awesome.
But this is tough, too, because she's got to come in and go, Mom, I'm gay, and it gets worse.
Yeah, that's the thing. Worse for you.
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And you're going to be less understanding in a minute.
You're going to hate what I have to tell you in a minute here. I mean, plus, this is humble Texas, not fucking West Hollywood.
Right.
The fact that she didn't immediately rush the kid to the nearest Baptist church is a sign of great tolerance.
Or drop her off at a fire department and be like,
literally,
is it too late?
The fact that she didn't take her to like a Pray the Gay Away center, I'm giving the tolerance points for her for that. So they plan now. Bunny and Carrie are still keeping this relationship, and they're planning a long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. Like, they're like, how can we be together forever? Like,
oh my God.
You can work, and if you stay around here, and then I'll go to school, and if I do this, and then maybe we'll move to California, because gay marriage is legal there. At the time, it was before it was nationally legal. Yeah. So they're like, literally, like, where can we go where we can be ourselves? And
this is so bad.
Yeah, it's rough. So, not sure. They want to get married, though, and everything like that. I mean, hey, nothing against lesbianism or anything, but how about you go to math class for now? How about, what do you say there, Juliet? Fucking calm down. Get your ass to fucking algebra 2. Yeah. What are we talking about here? Yeah. You're 15. I mean, it's great. You want to be, I don't care who you fuck around with, but you're not moving and dropping out of school when you're 15. Go to class, dummy.
And you're thinking of dropping out of high school to go to one of the most expensive states in the country.
Yeah.
Where you're
really going to do very well.
Mind.
Yeah. The most expensive, probably. So, Carrie, at this point, back to the police interview, because that's where we went off of here. They were trying to figure out what her deal was. Back in the police interview, they start just talking about details with her. Okay, we have the coagulation, we have the brick outside, we have all these things, and so they're pressing her story, and she starts to backtrack on certain things and say, no, well, maybe I was here, or maybe it happened then, or maybe I'm confused. She starts being confused, so they say, tell you what, will you take a polygraph test, and we'll just ask you questions, and we'll find out, just get this out of the way once and for all. And she says, no problem. Sure, yeah, fucking hook me up to it. They do. They ask her all the questions. She fails miserably.
Oh, no.
She fails fucking miserably.
Oh, no.
So now they really put the screws to her, because now we know you're lying about this, and this. So now they really put the screws into her. I mean, it's like she's on the wire and she just got the false paper out of the copier. You lying motherfucker. She's like, oh, shit.
Oh, no.
I'm done now. So finally she says, after all this time and the polygraphs, and they're pushing her, she finally cracks and says, fine, I know who killed my mom. I know who did it. I know. It's a guy I know.
Yeah.
Guy I know did it. His name's Zane.
Oh.
He says he did it.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
The Iranian kid.
The Pakistani kid. And he's a little slow, Zane, by the way, too. Zane's got a little gump thing going on with him.
Oh, boy.
We're like, borderline capable.
Okay.
So she tells police at that point, she goes, it was him. He did it. I heard it. I heard the door, and as I was running out of the house, I heard my mother scream, and I heard them argue, and I recognized his voice. It was him. I know it's him. Okay. So that's what she tells them. She tells police that mom was, say, less than enthusiastic about her lesbian love that she had let on. She's like, look, Mom, here's the deal. Okay, now she's going to open up. She's like, okay, I didn't tell you guys everything. Yeah. She goes, okay, I have this lesbian girlfriend that's 19 and blah, blah, blah. And my mother argued with me about it. She told me Bunny was too old and that, I was getting too involved with her and all that sort of thing. And she was telling Carrie that Bunny was a bad influence also. She thinks she suspected her of smoking weed and shit like that. Bad vibe off her in general. Mainly, you're 19 and you want to finger my daughter, right. I feel like is the main vibe we're getting off that probably. So Marianne also didn't want this relationship interfering with school, because she's talking about, well, when we're together. She's like, you got 3 years of school to worry about. Right. Never mind when we're together. Yeah. It's one of those things.
When you graduate, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
That's the thing. So
be happy.
At that point, Carrie would have to started to have to sneak out to see Bunny again.
Got it.
She would sneak out after because Dad works the night shift, so Marianne would fall asleep and she would steal her car and go, no license or anything. She'd just steal her car and go see. Yeah, she'd go see Bunny like that. So now March 16th, 2012 comes around. And during this is after the time when the Bunny relationship's been banned. Yeah. We got a zero Bunny tolerance going on at this point in time. So this
they're being shot on sight.
That's what it is.
Like the train.
Basically what it is. And that night, the police are called, actually, because Rebecca is found to be at the house. Marianne comes home. And
Bunny's home?
Bunny's at the house.
Oh, boy.
So Marianne loses her shit and calls the police, and Bunny is actually arrested.
Really?
Taken away in cuffs out of here says that she, quote, did unlawfully and with notice that entry was forbidden, intentionally and knowingly enter and remain in the habitation area without the consent of Marianne Murphy. Trespassing.
Yeah.
So she gets a trespassing charge, and she's lucky she just got that, because that's an underage girl you're in there. There was nothing going on. She was just at the house. So that's how that went. So it gets, the tension is just up and up and with the mother and daughter. Every time the mother says no, she says yes twice as hard. Yeah. If the mother just said cool, they'd have probably broke up in a month. Put it that way.
You're probably right.
This is one of those where the mother's and the brother
insistence on no.
The brother said it too. The more my mother said no, the harder Carrie fought for it. It was just, she had her fucking teeth sunk in on it, and she wasn't letting go. Mm-hmm. The tide is high, and I'm holding on.
What is that at that point?
She's going to be her number one, Jimmy.
Is it just a defiance to be yourself?
It's a teenage thing.
Yeah.
It's just a teenage thing.
Just a girl oh my God.
You finally feel like, because when you're 15, you feel like an adult when you're 15. And adults that are in charge of you don't think you're an adult enough to make your own decisions. But to you, you're like, my fucking brain is working fine. I know what makes me horny. Yeah. That's all you're thinking.
Well, my daughter's 9, and I'm so fucking scared of this.
Oh, yeah. Be terrified.
Oh, my God.
Of just everything. Be terrified of everything. Thank God. My daughter's 18, and she's good.
I have so many videos and pictures on my phone that I'm just going to show her and remind her. Remember when we loved each other? Remember this?
Remember when you had pink stuff on?
Remember when you told me I'm your best friend?
Wow.
Do you remember that?
Wow.
That was my favorite day.
That was great. You just spit at me last
night. And told me that you wished...
hocked one on me. Called me a loser. Not cool.
And wished I was dead.
Thank
Unbelievable.
You. Appreciate that.
Thanks, best friend.
Thanks for the well wishes. Best friend. Best friend.
New car friend.
New car friend. Best friend. So
New Wheels friend.
New Wheels friend. I'm not your fucking friend, all right? I love that so much. I'm freaking out. Not your fucking friend. All right. So July 2012 comes around. Yeah. Now, it's been a few months since the trespassing incident, since this blonde girl's been dragged off of her lawn in handcuffs. And so July of 2012, Marianne catches her daughter sneaking into the home in the morning. Oh. She's climbing back in a window. Oh, she catches her sneaking in. She's busted. Yeah. This is your classic like sitcom busted. Like teenager like halfway in the window. Whoops. My bad. Yeah. Mom's sitting there like fucking, you're climbing in thinking it's all dark and your mom's in the corner just lights a cigarette. Fuck. See the light. Oh no. The flicker of the light making her look even scarier.
Just a mean mom sitting there going, welcome home.
Like a haunted house. Where were you? Do you know what time it is?
Good morning.
Jesus Christ.
Lights a cigarette.
It's like like Mark Wahlberg's bomb in Boogie Nights. Start screaming at him and shit for no smoking. That's what I'm picturing, but in the dark. Yeah, totally in the dark.
That's that would, if that were in a movie, complete dark movie, and a kid climb in that fucking, that'd be the iconic movie.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
At the Oscars,
that would be the moment. That face light up by the cigarette, and the kid cut back to the kid.
Where have you been?
That's a teen comedy right there.
And then the short stops, and then the audience fucking applauds.
Let's write it, Jimmy. American Pie 14. We're writing it.
Tom Hanks standing there post COVID-19.
Jason Biggs' grandkids are climbing in the window because Eugene Levy's funeral is the next morning. And they have to be in early so they can all get up and get their suits on for Grandpa's funeral. Great Grandpa's funeral. Sorry,
Eugene tried to dance because his grandson got laid and he fell down the stairs.
That's what happens, man.
Because he's 97.
It happens, man. So she catches her sneaking in, and Marianne is fucking pissed, as you might imagine. At this point, she says, okay, not only are you grounded, which you're so grounded, I already said no contact with Bunny, so that still stands. Right. And also, I'm taking your phone as well, which is like, you might as well have stabbed her in the forehead as a 15-year-old girl taking your phone. Because she falls over and dies. So she takes it. She really wants to know what's in that phone, too. The mother. She's like, what the fuck?
What's the password, bitch?
What's in there, boy? This is going to be good stuff. So one night, she's not supposed to go outside. She's in the house. She's supposed to stay in the house. Yeah. One night, a couple nights later, Marianne catches her outside. She's outside. Now, Marianne says, what were you doing outside? Were you fucking meeting Rebecca? Were you doing this? Were you doing that? Carrie says, no, absolutely not. I only went outside because I heard noises out there. I heard like a knocking, like a banging, like Kato Kalin heard. And
I heard a thump.
I heard a thump. She said, I heard a noise, and so I went out and looked. I just was looking for what it was. Now, if you're a teenage kid, you tell your mom, hey, there's a noise outside. You wouldn't go, I'm going to go investigate this myself, or, whatever. So she does say that's what she's doing. Marianne does not believe her and regrounds her, fucking double grounded.
Yeah.
Double.
That's a problem.
So I love the term grounded, by the way. Like you're a pilot.
Right.
You're not going anywhere anyway. You're not
going, fly boy?
Yeah. You're not doing a bombing mission over fucking Dresden. You're a teenager who can't go to the mall. It's fucking different. Grounded. It's just so you're grounded. Oh, man, I'm on the ground. We're going nowhere. Where were you going? Down the street? Who cares? You know where to go.
You're literally going 3 miles away.
Yeah, you're going to the mall.
You're going to Jamba Juice.
Shit. Yeah.
Fuck you.
So a couple of days later, Carrie sneaks away when her mom's at work, and she gets a hold of her friend Zane. Okay? Gets a hold of Zane, and she's brainstorming with Zane how to get out of being grounded. Now, Zane isn't the brightest guy in the world, so I don't know if a brainstorming session is his strongest thing, but whatever. She's bouncing shit off of him anyway.
Something in there storming.
Yes. So there's some lightning and thunder. So she comes up with an idea.
Yeah.
She says, I got it. I need you to come over to my house tonight after my mom's asleep and bang on her outside wall of her bedroom.
Yeah.
That way, she will hear it and get scared and know that and think that I was telling the truth when I went outside.
Okay.
It's that banging again. Whoever did that the first time is back again.
That'll tell her, and then, I'm in here, bitch.
And then she'll go, oh my God, Carrie wasn't lying.
Right.
There's somebody banging. Okay, so that's her plan. Now this will prove a stalker's afoot and she's ungrounded, free to do whatever she wants. Okay, that's the whole deal here. That ends up going on. So then July 16th, we know what happens.
Yep.
Murder. Stab, stab. All this ends up happening. Now, okay, back to the interview here. She claims that instead of coming over and banging on the wall, Zane busted through the back door with a knife in his hand and just went fucking murder crazy.
Wow.
Just busted in, had a knife, and just went right for the mom and just beeline stuff. I wanted you to bang on the wall. Yeah. I didn't want you to stab her to death.
Yeah, well, I just hate that word grounded.
I don't like it.
I really went crazy.
I'm what you call a union rep for kids. Anybody great kid, here's my card.
They call me steward.
You're falsely grounded? I'll take care of you. So, Jesus Christ. She says that he came in the back door, like I said, murder crazy. So police are like, we'd love to talk to this Zane guy if he's a fucking murderer, obviously. So they go and bring him in, sit him down. Right away, they say that he doesn't strike him as a killer. No. Everybody's like, he doesn't seem bright. Every detective said he doesn't seem bright enough to pull this off.
Really?
Like, they're like, he barely knows where the fuck he is. Picture Brendan Dassey. That's what we're dealing with in terms of intelligence. That's Stephen Avery's nephew in Making a Murderer who wanted to go to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Picture Pakistani Dassey. Yeah. That's what it is. Pakadassey. Now, Pakadassey's sitting there, okay? We got, don't think he's bright enough. He denies all knowledge of the murder. I don't know what you're talking about. He says, I know Carrie. I'm friends with Carrie. Yeah, she's my friend. And they're like, okay, well, did you kill her? And she's like, no. He said, I don't even know where she lives. I don't even know where Carrie lives.
Really?
I couldn't have killed her. I don't know anything about it. Now, just at the Harris County prosecutor, Anna Emmons, this is her summation of Zane. Quote, he never graduated high school. He may not be educated or at a maturity level to understand or comprehend everything that was going on here. That's the type of thing we're dealing with here. He's just like, thinks it's all just innocent. He's like, I don't know. I'm just hanging out. It's all good. This is over 12 hours they interrogate this kid, by the way. Yeah. 12 hours of a kid who's, borderline intelligence. Right. They ask him to take a polygraph. At this point, they believe him. Also, by the way, he says, I don't even know where she lives. I don't know. And they're looking at him going, this fucking kid is not sophisticated enough to plan this, pull this off, and then lie to us about it with a straight face. Right. He's just not that sophisticated. So they are 0%. They think he killed her 0% at this point. They're like, this is bullshit.
This ain't the guy.
But just to make sure, will you take a polygraph? Because this is what they do to eliminate suspects. Sure. That way they can say all these people pass polygraphs. So that way that comes up. It helps later on.
This person didn't pass, and she's giving us all the story.
Yeah, if everyone else passes but one person, you kind of know who to look at. Even though polygraphs aren't perfect and they can be manipulated by both the examiner and the taker of the takee. Everything. It's still a pretty decent, especially if you spring one on someone quick and they do
pretty good bar.
They have no way to prepare for it. Right. Yeah. So just to eliminate him as a suspect, they want to hook him up to the lie detector. So the detectives are outside waiting for him to get done, and they figure he'll be in there 5 minutes, and they'll be like, yeah, he's, he knows his name, and that's about it. Other than that, he's not sure of what the fuck's going on. So they said he's in there for like a while. Yeah. They're like, what the fuck are they talking about in there? There's like 3 questions. He's supposed to be answering them. That's the end of it. And a little time goes by. Polygraph examiner pops out and goes, okay, he's ready to confess now.
What?
Detectives go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're like, are you kidding me? And these are like experienced detectives. The sergeant is working the case, Sergeant Clopton. He's like, he literally said like, sometimes you're wrong.
Yeah.
He goes, I mean, intuition isn't perfect.
Right.
I believed him, but it can't be 100%. Shit. I mean, it's not the first time in my career I believed someone and they were lying, or I thought they were lying and they were telling the truth.
Yeah.
It happens. Every cop's got to go through that. It happens. So they say he's ready to confess. They said, the examiner says, yeah, midway through the test, he just stopped the test and started saying that it was just an accident and he got scared. It was only an accident, and he was sorry, and he got scared, and that's why he did it. He just started blurting this shit out, so you might want to talk to him there. So the detectives pull him in, re-interview him, and what happened, he says, okay, I went over to scare her. Like you said, I went over to scare her. He said, I'm not sure why I brought the knife with me. Not positive why, but I had it with me. And he said, the next thing you know, I was standing over her, over Marianne, and she woke up. And he said he just panicked and started stabbing because she woke up and he didn't know what to do because she screamed. So he was like, oh my God, I can either run away and then I don't know. So he just started stabbing because the knife was in his hand.
Okay.
That's his story. Okay. Police would like more info. He's, like I said, borderline gump, and they're not sure if this is all fitting into place here. They do arrest him and charge him with fucking first-degree murder, though. They think that he might be telling the truth, but also, maybe they're telling them what they want to hear, like a child. They're not sure yet. Kids do that when they interview them.
Pretty common.
Yeah. They said that he admitted in a statement. He said he admitted slipping into her bedroom with. He said that Carrie let him in. Yeah, is what he said. Carrie let me in, and I came in. I was supposed to scare her. He said he got on top of her, and then she woke up, and then he started stabbing her, like he was over her, standing over her, and that's that. Now his attorney says he is absolutely not guilty, though. His attorney says, quote, I've got testimony and video. I've got a lot of stuff, and he's just not guilty. It's either the desire of the girl to cover her tracks or to keep someone that she knows from being blamed. So police sit him down again, and he's willing to talk, too. And the lawyers are like, for him, they're like, I don't fucking know. If you want to talk, because this is a mess. We don't know what you did. Maybe you can get out of it because we can't get you out of it. I don't know.
I've been doing this a long time. Never come into this.
You've done fucked up, Chief.
It's up to you.
So they ask him, they say, tell you what, let's back to square one. Describe step by step once you get to the house what happened. Yeah. Step by step. You get out of here, you get out of the car, you step onto the lawn. Where are you? He said, okay. I went around to the back of the house. He said, there was the door is there. He said, I broke the window in the back door with a brick. Yeah. He said, broke the window. He said, I walked through the kitchen. It was dark. He goes, so I was making my way through the kitchen. So then I went up the stairs to the second floor, down the hallway where I found her room at the end. And she woke up, stabby. Yeah. That's what he said. There's a big problem with that. What? It's a one-story house.
Oh,
there is no second
he's
story.
Never been there.
It's a fucking one-story house.
He doesn't know shit.
It's not a two-story house.
No,
at all. It's a one-story house, and he specifically described walking up the steps that never.
How many steps, Packadassi?
There are no steps. Yeah. Maybe it's a sunken living room. No. Not only that, that's also thing. Also, his parents, Zane's parents, are insistent that not only was he home that night, all night, but was not only home, but in their presence in the living room playing video games with a younger sibling.
Watching
right in front of them. Literally, probably playing WrestleMania.
Unbelievable.
Right in fucking front of them. So they're like, he was fucking home. Then, another thing, they have a picture of him that night that they took at about 11:30 of him at home with his family playing video games.
Unbelievable.
It's all time-stamped. It's all real. They're like, okay, he was home with his fucking family here. This is ridiculous because by 11:30, she would have been dead for her blood to coagulate by 1. So he's there. He didn't leave. He's not covered in blood. That's a problem. Not only that, there's that. They have the picture. He also said, well, how many times you stab her then? He said 4 times. You can't confuse 4 with 73.
No.
You just can't.
You're off by 69.
69 stabs. That's a lot of stabs. He said, 4 seems like enough. Kid, he'd go 4 seems like enough to kill someone, right?
Yeah.
Here, there. Yeah. That would be brutal, right? Yeah. No, 73. So they're like, yeah. Also, one other reason why you know it's not him. He said, I still have the knife. Yeah, I kept the knife and I still have it. The knife was at the scene of the crime. They found the knife that night. So it was left there. He didn't have a knife. So none of this was there. Finally, they go, we don't think you're telling the truth. And he said, okay, fine. I didn't do it. He goes, I only did it because I thought that if I told you, you'd let me go home and watch WrestleMania, presumably. Yeah. Same exact thing Brendan Dassey said. Zane. After 12 hours, he said, I thought if I just told you that you let me go home. That's what you wanted to hear. Same thing. He said, that's what I thought it was. So yeah, he was confused by the whole process. He's not all there. Right. And he got the details they gave him and said, I think they want me to say this, this, and this, and that's what they want. And then they'll let me go. Not charge me with first-degree murder. Now, it gets worse, though, for poor Zane here. He says that they interviewed him, and he said, I didn't know what to do. And then they asked him, well, why'd you do that? And he said it was stupid to confess. I just wanted to get out of it. The sheriff's office spokesman said that there was probable cause at first to arrest him, but then the facts discovered in the investigation said probably not.
We had to let him go home.
We had to let him go home. And 12 hours, they swabbed his saliva, took pictures of him, polygraphed him, and they gave him a whole rundown. And that's all he wanted to do was do that. He had his charges finally officially dismissed after a while. Mm-hmm. But the problem is there's some damage that's already been done. Ahmed says Zane here says he feels really bad because all he wants to do now is work really hard to pay back his mother, who sold all of her jewelry to pay for his attorney and bail. Not just jewelry. This was gold jewelry from Pakistan that was passed down from generation. It's irreplaceable.
Unbelievable.
Irreplaceable family heirlooms that have been passed down from generation to generation. This woman sold immediately to get her son a lawyer because she knew he was innocent because he was fucking home with her.
This is a problem.
So this poor guy, he said he feels horrible. This jewelry was supposed to be passed down to his 3 sisters for them to give to their daughters. And instead, who knows? It's in pawn shops now, wherever. So he said, that's my first priority, to pay my mom back.
Bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's been burned down.
It's fucking sad.
Oh, Christ. It's some
so sad, right?
Oil tycoon's 18-year-old bride's wedding ring now.
You know it.
Fuck.
So the police request, they want to talk to Carrie again.
Yeah.
Let's bring you back in. She says, I'd like an attorney, please.
Yeah.
Oh, things are different now. Yeah. So they bring Scott in. They go, well, maybe you can tell us some shit about your sister. Scott tells them that the mother's, like we said, been trying to break Carrie and Bunny up because of the age difference. Make sure to say, not because they're gay, because they're not the right ages for each other. He tells them that, she disapproved. Not only that, though, recently, when she took Carrie's phone, she looked through it and found nude and sexually explicit pictures and texts between the girls. That made her blow the fuck up, freak the fuck out. That's when zero tolerance for Bunny and no more phone was happening there. So the cops also found out that recently, while after the trespassing arrest, Don had come home one afternoon and found Bunny at the house. Not only at the house, found Bunny and Carrie in the shower together.
Oh, boy.
Like fucking making out.
Oh, no.
So not cool at all. He was super fucking pissed, obviously. Kicked Bunny out and all that sort of thing. And after that, Carrie and Mom didn't talk to each other anymore.
No.
They would be like, dinner's ready would be it. Or, clothes are fucking, that's what the brother said. Yeah. Like she'd say like clothes are washed or whatever. So Bunny gets Carrie a cell phone to keep in touch with her. Gets her a burner phone.
Got her own.
I swear to God, for a couple of white teenage lesbians, they sure do a lot of wire shit, don't they? A couple of suburban teenage white girls.
They do some like shady underground shit, that's for sure.
They called it the Bunny phone.
Oh, cute.
This is the Bunny phone. She didn't even have to. So the thing is, when the mother was dead, she didn't even have to run out to the neighbor because she had that phone the whole time. But she didn't want anybody to know about that phone was the thing. So they try to get Scott. They say, we don't really want her to know what we're doing. Do you know the phone number for that Bunny phone? He says, sure, here it is. So now they can get a subpoena and pull the records.
Hell yeah.
When they do, they're looking for some conspiracy. They also want to interview Bunny. Let's interview Bunny here. Bunny doesn't deny the existence of the phone. She says the phone does exist, but she says, I haven't talked to her in weeks. I have not talked to Carrie in weeks, like a month and a half. It's been 6 weeks since I talked to her. She says they broke up. The mother didn't want him seeing her anymore, so Carrie said she couldn't see her, and they broke up, and it sucks, but oh well, I'm moving on, doing my thing. So the police, they don't really have much else to go on but phone records. When they get those phone records from the Bunny phone, they find out that that's bullshit. They haven't broken up, and they've been in constant contact, including all through the day of the murder, right up until the murder. All of that stuff. They texted each other many times the night of the murder, including right around when they think it happened. They tell Bunny that they know she's full of shit. Yeah. They tell her that, she went over there because Carrie told her that, they said, we know you're full of shit. Okay. So Bunny says, okay, you're right. Fine. There's not much more you can do here. She says, okay, I went over there because Carrie told me that she killed her mom.
Yeah.
That's why. So she called me. She said, I killed my mom. So she swooped in like the wolf, fucking Harvey Keitel to clean the shit up, basically. Let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet, gentlemen. So she comes to help her clean up.
Right.
I can just see her with the spray and everything.
Right. The old quilts.
This looks like blankets.
Right.
This looks like a pretty domesticated house. Linen closet, blankets, towels, sheets, some things like that. So anyway, she said when she got there, Carrie was head to toe covered in blood.
Yeah.
73 stab wounds. Covered head to toe, dripping blood off of her. Rebecca says, okay.
Bunny saw this shit.
Bunny says she walked in and found that and said, let's make it look like a burglary. That's what we'll do. We'll make it look like a burglary. And Carrie said we can blame Zane.
Yeah.
That was her idea, to blame Zane, is what Rebecca's saying now, what Bunny says. Now, they search Carrie's Bunny phone.
Yeah.
And what they find is lots and lots, the night of the murder, all sorts of Google searches of, quote, easiest way to kill someone.
Wow.
And looked up like pills and different poisons and shit like that.
Her name's Carrie, and she was head to toe in blood. That's
head
crazy.
to toe.
That's hilarious.
Carrie, not Carrie.
Oh,
still Keri.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Same thing.
Same thing. So, covered. So her searches were at the same time she was on the phone with Bunny.
What the fuck?
So they were like talking about it, like, well, I don't know about this. Hold on, let me search that.
She puts her on speakerphone.
Yeah,
She's like, I don't know. That one seems hard.
Yeah. So they think Bunny helped with the planning here. So first degree murder, they're going to charge on both of these people. And they say, the prosecutor said, because of those texts and those pictures, that's why she was killed. We may not know which one of them did the stabbing, probably both, but we know that we know that both of them staged a burglary and blamed somebody else. First of all, Carrie is handled as a juvenile at first. Yeah. She's 16 years old. This is right before her 17th birthday when it's all going down. And she is finally brought in for her hearing, and the judge rules, you're going as an adult in Texas.
At 15.
Well, she's going to be 17. But when she did it, she was barely 16. Right. So it's, her family stands behind her.
Really?
Her dad bails her out of fucking jail.
Why does she get bail?
I don't know. She gets bail though. I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know. I can't imagine how she'd get bail.
Of anybody that's dangerous, that's it.
This girl's dangerous. She's
kill
lying.
Her mother.
She'll kill and lie about it. Yeah, that's telling you a lot.
Mother. And the person that's supposed to be one of the most important.
Should be pretty close to someone you wouldn't kill the most. So they do that. The prosecutor said, quote, this was planned. It was a cold-hearted execution, and that really needs to be handled in adult court. And the judge agrees, and she will be tried as an adult. Like I said, she's bailed out of jail, but Bunny is not bailed out of jail.
Really? She stays.
She's got a trailer family. Money. Yeah, so they don't bail her out of jail. But they do keep in touch, though. Funny thing is, if you keep one person in jail and one person out of jail, they're going to get a hold of each other. They got to talk. And when they talk, every goddamn second of it's recorded. I don't know how many times we've encountered this before. Hey, guys, just because you only hear one other voice on the end of the phone, there is someone listening if you're in jail. Or you're talking to someone in jail. Someone is listening. If you say anything bad, it'll get found probably. If it needs to be.
Nothing bad, it'll be found.
It's recorded.
If you just say, I bought ramen noodles, they heard it.
And it's funny because it's recorded specifically for things like this. Right. Like Rebecca saying, quote, I'm just glad you didn't see what went on in there. Carrie said she did see. Yeah, Rebecca did it, not her. Rebecca did the stab. She said, I'm just glad you didn't see what went on in there. Carrie said, actually, I did see. I went into the hallway and looked in and watched.
Wow.
Is what Carrie said. This is fucking crazy.
Gross.
So then Rebecca says, I told you to stay in the room. Why did you watch? Yeah. So she went over and said, you stay in your room. I'll go stab your mom to death and then we'll take care of it. That's what happened here. So now they know exactly what went on, and they know that Bunny is not like an accessory after the fact or any of that shit.
She's way worse.
She's not on the cleanup crew. Bunny's the stabber.
Right.
This is fucking crazy. If this was imagine if you've never heard of this story, correct? There's not a lot on it. They did a snapped episode on it or something, but outside of that, there's not a lot on this out there. Imagine if this happened in 1955. This would be the biggest story.
Right.
They would have made 20 fucking B movies about it. They would have killer teenage lesbian vampire werewolves from space. That's what it would be. Teenage lesbian killer vampire werewolves from space. That would be the most popular of the movies, I feel like.
The crazy part is that this has happened a million times in the role of the boy.
Yeah.
The older boy kills the parents for the younger girl.
All the time.
And this way, it's crazy this wasn't talked about more.
It's insane. So they also find out that day that mom had found the bunny phone earlier and wanted the passwords.
Yep.
That's when Carrie took the phone back and was Googling how to kill people. She stole the phone back from her mom and was Googling how to kill people while talking to Bunny on the phone because her mom took the phone away from her.
Unbelievable, man.
It's fucking crazy. Now, Bunny wants to go to trial.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm fighting this fucking thing, which, okay, good luck.
That's intense.
Carrie, on the other hand, here, by the way, Bunny is not only charged with first-degree murder, she's also charged with sexual assault of a child aged 14 to 17, as a matter of fact, as well, because she admitted to having the relationship, and they found pictures and texts and everything else showing exactly how explicit this relationship was.
If you got those two charges on a rap sheet and you were just looking at them, you'd be like, oh my God, she raped and murdered a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
But instead, it's way, way worse somehow.
Somehow it's way creepier. Yeah. I don't know how that's creepier. You'd think rape and murder of a child be the worst. Somehow I feel like this is even worse.
Fucking,
it's definitely in the ballpark.
This will fucking ruin you.
It's all on the playing field here. So, now Bunny remained in jail on a $50,000 bond. And by the way, Ahmed had to pay the Zayn kid. He had to get $100,000 bail, which was all the family's heirloom jewelry. Now, court for Carrie. Carrie just admits it. Yeah. Carrie spills it, gives the whole story, and says she'll take whatever deal the state gives her. Just says whatever sentencing you want to give me. She doesn't have a leg to stand on, so she's not really in a place to argue. So she's just saying, do whatever you got to do to me here. Now, June 2016, it goes 4 years almost until Rebecca her trial is going to finally come up here. Now, Rebecca in 2016, they're doing jury selection for her trial, and she is in deep shit. She is in Texas, charged with first-degree fucking murder and diddling a kid.
Right.
You get that in front of a jury, those are
the worst ones.
We don't need this one, do we? I mean, that's what it's going to be here.
Can we drag her behind a bull?
Is that possible? Because I feel like,
Can we just put her in an oil derrick?
Come on now. Not because she's gay, because she's a murderer. Come on now.
It's for the kid
You
touching.
See this mullet? Woo, pew, pew. I'm all right with gays.
Can we just sit her asshole on a derrick and just start pumping?
We could, you know what? We could do it on the good oil days. That can be the Gusher Challenge. First
See
one.
How many times it makes her
How
head
many
explode?
pumps till she shoots off of there? Jesus Christ.
See, she explodes like a blackhead.
It's going to be amazing. First kid that does it wins. You're going to win a ribbon.
It's like a piñata.
It's a piñata. So at the last minute before the trial's about to start, she changes her mind.
Yeah.
She changes her mind and decides that she's going to enter a guilty plea. She's very scared of what she might end up with here.
Yeah, she's going to die.
Yeah, this was just before jury selection. She in court, then she admitted that she participated in the planning of the murder. She was the one who purchased the knife and brought it over. So it wasn't even like from their kitchen or anything. She bought a knife, was like, that's a good stabbing knife.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then used it, stabbed. She also told the judge that she assisted with staging the break-in in the home and disposing of the evidence. All terrible things. Yeah. The judge says he's going to sentence her after he sentences Carrie, and we'll talk about that shit here. By the way, here, we'll get to that in a second. So Carrie, her sentencing here, her attorney is arguing for, just about the length of time at this point. He says at this point she's 20 years old. Yeah. She's the other one is facing sexual assault charges against her. She was an underage kid, all that sort of thing. He says, quote, Carrie has been covering for Rebecca Keller for the most juvenile of reasons. She thinks she's in love with Rebecca Keller. Right. So she's trying to say she was manipulated by an older girl and give her a break. He said he called Bunny the real killer. He didn't call her Bunny, probably. That makes her less vicious sounding. Yeah. Bunny did it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Goddamn Bunny.
I'm sure it was fine.
What, you do it with a tennis racket?
Yeah, come on.
In a fucking tennis skirt?
Yeah, no shit. So, yeah, but on the other hand, the Keller's attorney, Bunny's attorney, is saying that the only evidence that my client committed any offense comes from Kerry Murphy and a friend of hers, and that evidence isn't credible. Also, the tape recording of her saying in her own fucking words.
Remember when she said it?
Hey, guess what? So,
remember when she said, "Why'd you look?
What'd you do?"
I was doing it myself.
Yeah, stupid. So the judge on this is Kerry here. For Kerry, the judge says, "You young lady, I suppose.
You pedophile.
No, pedophile-y. She's the daughter.
Kerry.
Kerry, you young lady may fuck off 30 years for Kerry.
It's pretty steep.
She could have got way worse, by the way. She could have gotten 60.
She's still out before she's 50 years old.
We'll talk about when she's going to get out. And Bunny's sentencing comes around, and the judge has a little less leniency for Bunny here. Bunny, you, ma'am, may fuck off 60 years.
That's
for Bunny.
I'm surprised in
60. Yeah, it's 60, and you got to do half.
Okay.
So we'll find out then.
Okay.
Now, the prosecutors are happy they didn't have to go to trial because they didn't want to go to trial about Rebecca's either.
She took a plea.
She took a plea. Okay. Yeah, she said, no, plea. Now, the prosecutors are happy about this because they did not want to go to trial with her, even though they had a pile of evidence. They also had a cop who has just been fired for some misconduct issues.
Oh, no.
This is Sergeant Craig Clopton that we talked about here.
Craig, what'd you do?
Well, let's find out about it here.
God damn it,
he was
Craig.
Fired after the sheriff's officials say he had disclosed having a consensual sexual contact with a key witness in a high-profile slaying of a deputy. He was fucking one of the witnesses.
What an asshole.
It's a big deal. You can't do that.
No.
That's a big no-no in the homicide detective realm. You can't fuck witnesses.
No, that's treatment of the witnesses that have to be adhered to.
Yeah, well, that ruins the whole trial. And so at the time of this, there was 8 pending murder investigations, including these 2 that he was involved in, that they were like, oh, fuck.
Oh, God.
Take all the pleas you can.
Yeah.
That's seriously what happened here.
Did the defense know about that?
They found out. Yeah, it was public, man. Okay. It came out public. He got fired. It was a big deal. This was, he ended up, they said, let's see what the one attorney said. The general idea is that when you have any law enforcement officer, especially someone who has that much responsibility, commits some act of misconduct and then is terminated, that certainly casts a shadow on that person's work.
Yeah.
Which is fair. This was the deputy Goforth was fatally shot on August 28, 2015 during an unprovoked attack at a gas station. Mm-hmm. This guy was just standing there. A deputy was. And so finally someone later on was charged with capital murder and everything. But 2 weeks after this happened, prosecutors revealed that a woman who witnessed the shooting had been having an affair with Goforth, with the guy who was killed, the deputy, okay? So that ended up happening. Clopton was assigned to interview her because she would know shit. She saw the shooting and was having an affair with him, so she would maybe know who would do this. So on September 10th, he went over to her house where they had drank some coffee, made some small talk, and fucked.
Yeah.
Which is, so I'm here to talk to you about your dead boyfriend. And
what is that, Wawa?
Let me make you feel better. My God.
Wow.
Yeah. So not great. During the...
I'd have been fine with some freeze dry. This is some good goddamn gourmet shit.
This is some gourmet shit. Real tomato ketchup, Eddie?
Don't tell me about my fucking coffee.
Tell
my
me
husband
my fucking
buys
coffee.
It. Let me blow you.
No, that's what it is. So, wow. This is fucking crazy. So they're trying to figure out how they're going to go through with these cases and not just bring up, they can't put him on the stand.
No.
Anytime they go put him on the stand, every defense attorney is going to go, so you like to fuck witnesses?
Right.
That's it. Did you fuck any of the witnesses here?
Right.
Oh, I only, objection? Oh, no, actually I asked him that because he fucked a witness in another case, so it's relevant. Well, objection overruled. Go ahead. Did you fuck witnesses? That's nothing you can do about that.
Did you tell her you were fine with taser choice?
Yeah.
Did you tell her?
It's fucking Mark Furman. Did you ever say the N-word?
Yeah, right.
You can object. Overruled. We've heard he said it, so let's hear him say it. And he's got to take the fifth or explain his situation. Right. So that's what happened.
Talk about how many times you said it, sir.
That's right. All the context. So... yeah, they said it was relevant to everything. They said it certainly calls into question his investigatory independence. Now how high that rises depends on what other additional facts are there. So yeah, there was other pending cases which were dropped, including one involving a fatal nightclub shooting that he was involved in, that they needed him as a witness and they just couldn't do it. They literally, a guy charged against an Eli Rivera Jr. never went down.
Maybe murdered somebody.
Yep. And he based his charge. The problem is the charge was based on Clopton's taking of eyewitness statements. Mm-hmm. Which, if it was forensics, it'd be fine. But if he's got to go on the stand and said, these people tell me that, the lawyer goes, okay, did you fuck them first or after? Before or after they told you that, did you fuck them?
Yeah.
Your testimony's screwed.
Oh, boy.
So he had a hard time here. Difficult, as you might imagine. So they said, as an investigator, you hang your hat on eyewitness identification. That is short-sighted. He said it's a knee-jerk reaction on the part of the cops to get eyewitness identification to solve a case and call it a done day anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's fine. So, yeah, he's done and off of there. Now, Kerry will be eligible for parole in 2028.
Oh,
she's
that
going to be eligible for parole. Yeah, because she's doing half a 30, so 15 from 2013.
That is so soon.
And Bunny, 2042. A little longer for her, but still 30 years.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. They are still friends and still keep in contact with each other.
Out of my life.
These two still sending kites and shit.
Unreal.
These two are just hanging out in jail together, fucking sending letters back and forth to each other.
Talking through the toilets.
Fucking ridiculous.
What the shit?
I would say what the shit's appropriate for that. Yeah. That is Humble, Texas. That is killer teenage lesbian werewolf vampires from space. Right there. That's the name of the episode, by the way. It has to be. There's nothing else you could call it that would really be appropriate.
That situation right there is what every Texas dad assumes is what's happening with lesbian relationships.
So they're going to grind up against each other and then kill somebody. All right.
You're going to kill your mother?
All right.
Or any of us that object to this shit?
All right. Walks away. So yes, that's
carry a big gun.
That's crazy ass Humble, Texas, and that's just a wild story of that's just some teen shit. I feel
unbelievable.
Like that's some teen shit.
That's what you're afraid of.
That's what you're afraid
Always,
of with your kids.
as a dad.
You should be. You should be afraid your kids are going to murder you.
Well, I'm trying to get to sleep.
That's what I'm saying. So anyway, yes, that is Humble, Texas. That is Kerry Murphy and Rebecca Keller and poor Marianne Murphy.
God damn it.
And even Don and his mullet. I feel bad for him. The poor guy lost his wife. And
Scott lost his
mom. It's bad. And even Kerry, she lost her mom, even though it was up to her to do it. She's probably regretting it now.
Yeah.
I would assume she's sitting there going, gee, I wish I could talk to my mom. Mm-hmm. You know, I bet she'd be nice to me while I'm in jail. So, yeah.
I bet that neighbor across the street got some new information on the new people that moved in.
Yeah,
so good for them.
You know what? Talk to Marcus. That was his name. And he'll tell you all. Marcus Cox, I think. He'll tell you everything you need to know about everyone
his whole schedule.
That's all. He's got it. No, he's still out there.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So that is that. If you like that show, you know what? Tell us about it.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Get on Apple Podcasts, that purple icon. Give us 5 stars. Yeah. It really, really helps a lot. I know it seems stupid. It takes 30 seconds, but it takes a lot longer to put these shows together. And it's a free thing. Doesn't cost you anything, but it helps our show out a lot. It helps drive us up the charts. Yeah. More people see the show. They listen to it. Right. Also, tell your friends about the show. That helps a lot. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small town murder related. We just had episode 200 of Crime and Sports, which was just a murder fest. So if you like murder stories and comedy with us in it, you'll probably like that. Check it out. Episode 200 of Crime and Sports is a wild murder story. So listen to that. Get all your merchandise. It's all up there now for you to get. New stuff all the time. And if you want to be a bigger hero, or actually follow us on social media first. Do that. Follow us on social media. We are at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook, and at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Also, just to let you know, this Friday, coming back out, P.S. I Hate This Movie. Listen to that. I said it at the top, but I'm repeating myself again. Watch it. Very fun. Or listen to it. Very funny. We're going to make fun of romantic comedies. Me and Sarah. It's going to be a blast. If you want to be a hero of ours, everybody, and we're going to talk about these producers in a minute because, man, we cannot express to you how much we appreciate you guys for everything you do for us. Honestly, you guys are everything to us. We hate not going to the live shows. We hate that they're canceled for obvious reasons. We don't want people to be out of work, us or anybody else. So we don't want any of that stuff. But we really, from a selfish standpoint, we really, really enjoy seeing you guys. We really enjoy meeting everybody. We really enjoy just getting the energy back from you guys with the laughter. It's so much fun. So thank you for always doing that for us. And thank you for doing this and for being so awesome to us with all this Patreon and everything like that. We are going to put out new Patreon episodes every week for you. Something. It'll be something. It might not be a murder that week. Maybe it'll be a prisoner dating game or our personal ads or some bullshit we're mad about, but we're going to put something out for you because we really, really appreciate you guys spending your money on us. Any amount, even if it's $5, $1, whatever it is.
Maybe I'll use Manscaped and shave my nuts into a microphone.
There you go. That'll be terrific.
That's $1 and above.
That's $1 and above. That's on that level.
That's a cheap one.
It's a quick one too, and it's done.
It's done.
One swipe. That's all you're getting. It's a one swiper. That's it. And you could probably do it with any hair, and you wouldn't know the difference. So either way, do that. Yeah. If you want to be one of these fine people, our producers who, we appreciate so much, you can do that very easily by going to over to patreon.com/crime and sports. You can make your donation there. Also, if you want, head over to PayPal and you can make a one-time donation over there using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com. And although, by the way, like I said, the next 2 weeks, we will be doing a live watch along with Stevie.
Right.
So,
I can't wait for that.
We won't be with Stevie. We'll be watching Stevie.
Right. He's not sitting with us.
You can watch with us. Watch Stevie. Yeah, I'm not letting that fucking guy in my house.
Our gratefulness oozing through today is just because without these live shows that are getting canceled, our lives are legit in turmoil. So you guys are saving our lives and changing the direction of things.
Yeah.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
We are not doing things that we plan to do a lot. Trust me. Things that we really
This is real life.
Up. So it's
not easy.
It's everybody's going through it. So we're not bitching.
Saving us, so thank you.
Thank you for everything you do for us. And with that said, Jimmy, I need today more than ever. I need the list. Hit me with the list of the greatest fucking people on earth, Jimmy. Lay it on me.
This week's executive producers are Rhonda Parker, Lisa Pierce, William Anderson, Cameron Kushawara, Amy Spicer, Joseph Minard, Regina Kudajaroff, and then Dr. Ashley Smith Miller. Hang in there. Things are going to be all right.
Thank you guys so much.
It's fine. It's going to be all right. And then the memory of Miles Thomas. Miles Thomas Olsen. That's
heartbreaking.
Fucking brutal. I'm furious, man. It's so crushed. Fly high, little guy.
That's depressing, man.
It's tough. It's tough to take. Brendan Abels. Other producers this week are Brendan Abels, Bill Szynski, Joanna Janine. What is? God damn it! Is that Joanne? Joanne Gilbert. Yes. Joseph Edgington, Hannah Risley, Samantha Bott, Darren Hoopke, Stephen Hernandez, Scott Sparks, Normika Glaspie, Hillary Ponko. Yeah. Lindsay Smalley, Mia Collier, Chupa Mi. All right, that's Spanish. Chupa Mi Verga. I know that one, you bastards. Courtney Shad Grim. Shad Grim Granny. Is that Granny? Fuck. The last name is King. What did I do? She's got a nickname and I ruined it. I've got it written as Shad Grim Granny, and that's not what it is.
No.
Linda would know last name. Emily Grant, Amanda Goldman, Reagan Shalkley, Cynthia Christensen, Lily Hill, Pock Salinger. What is that? Doc? Oh my God, what have I done? Doc Salinger. Salinger. Yeah, you know what I'm doing. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Karen Allison, Jason Kramer, Hillary Galvin, Lindsay would know last name, Nikki Wingard, Steve Siciliano, Phil Vermuza, Jeff Mouch, Grace McClellan Webb, Jennifer Zavala, Sonia Van Rensburg, Nicholas would know last name, Cindy Austin, Gaddis Parkolinsky, probably not, Pakelnins. Diana Torres, Doug Hayburn, Jessica with no last name, Phil Biebesheimer, Noxinator, Aiden Page, Gordon Bennett, or Benet, Kelsey Robinson, Abigail Beck, Jacqueline Stigall, Jamie Rawson, I think so, Michael Creighton, Ludmilla Banks, Courtney would know last name. Justin would know last name. Jess Starra, Brad McCormick, Ethan Crocker. Samantha would know last name. Justino Cabrera Almazan, Francis Wright Olson, Mariah Lawson, Tori Tuchilo. Jacob Cook, Hugo Kinneard, Antoinette Angeloni, Connie Aaron, I think. No, is that right? T. Grimes, Shay Brown, Katie Garland Noble, Angie Copeland, Noah Wooten, Marcus Barnettson, yes, Meredith Luttrell, Amber Thomas, Marcus, I said that, Michael Reba, Stephanie Olson, and Adam Gaber, Katie with no last name, Allison West, Sarah Peterson, Megan O'Brien, Jamie with no last name, Calvin Maddox. Boy, oh boy, it's deep this week. Rebecca Russell, John Buck, Tim Hahn, Christy Kahu, Jill Maddle, Deanna Google immediately. Probably not. Lauren Miles, Jill Smith, Dominique Wright, Katie Garman, Ninlo McGee, Ellie Bohan, Michelle, no, that's Nicole Schobel, Joe Duffy, Eric Curie, Erica with no last name, Emily Langley, Desiree Smith or Desiree, Amber with no last name, Zach McKenna, Josh with no last name, Becky Brothers, Sharon Minetta, Catherine Kos, Sarah Klimko. God damn it. Zach Sexton, Marlete Phillips, Katie Nicole, Katie with no last name, Mallory Caldwell, Angie Ward, Teresa Janik, God damn it, Roe Thorne, Amy Hansen, Zach Markman, no, Markarian, yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica Vian, Ksenia Komakarzetski.
Nice.
No, Carmen Amber, Asha and John Muth, Shelby, God damn it, Shelby Phoenixes, Doug Terra, Gerobert Green, Brandy Lobe, Delaney Cliff, Delaney, sorry, James with no last name, Rhina, Fur Latte, Ross White, Heath Wolverton looks like Wolverine. Jude Kendall with no last. No, that's Jude Kendall. Jesus, that's his last name.
That's his last name.
Samantha Farrell, Tia Foshi, Jen Lill, Dove Harper, Jeff Gramsey, Nicole Schobel. I said that already, I think. Veronica Mathis, Allie Shirley, Jody Tristano, Cam Lansford, Cindy with no last name, Jackie with no last name, Kendall Brook, Tucker Ely, Devin with no last name. I write that down, and I say that out loud so that I make sure, whatever. Lydia McCormick, Kate with no last name, Mira Rookie, Brandy Wilson, Stubby Mick Balsack, which makes it
better.
Much, Ed Klein, that's Joe Klein. Yeah, Joe Klein's brother, Ed. Michael Cole, Shanna Williams, Thomas Bellinger, Margie Adeline, Maggie with no last name, Krista Hall, Alicia Duvin, Chelsea Richards, Jeff Rash, Tom Raderman. Jesus, you're not a Baderman. Shanley Gilligan, Paul Vamos, Amy Famous Amos Rodriguez, Colleen Gregory, Nakia Stewart, Tiffany Lovelace, Killam Sales, Alexandria Myers, Nikita Dia, Homestretch, Mike L, Tiffany Savage, Laura Involgibble, no. In Galby, I think. Joanne Malloy, Malloy. Aubrey Oakenfuss, David Bernhardt, Peyton Meadows, Lucy Love, Tammy with no last name, Griffin Meckelberg, Audrey McCraney. David Gilmore, Jeremy McDuffie. Even when I try to slow it down, I fuck it up. Jenna Keel, Brandon Munchenbach, I think.
All right.
Probably not. Scott Failed, Dana Berry. Fuck. Joshua Lewis, Wendy Brown, Jamie Lynn Caves, Celeste, Patty John, Leona Messing, Joseph Wetzeneicher, Wazintech, Juliana with no last name, Melissa Schmaltz, Ivan Gonzalez, Aaron Hudson, Alex Ortiz, Deborah Buetner.
Hey.
Damn it. Colin Foster, Lisa Stanton, Kyle Waugh, Chris Davis, Heather Goss, Elizabeth, no last name, Michael Contreras, Ryan Sweet, Eleanor Petter, Michael Lapham, Amanda McWilliams, Susan Talley, Jackie Sukup, Amanda Miller, Corey Rayleigh, Ryan Dempsey, Brendan Williams, Heather Alwazy, Gary Howard again, thanks Gary, Amanda Knight, Diane McCreary, Lisa Dombrowski, Kira Duhamel, Dana Campbell, James Sheridan, Hugo Kinneard, I think I said that once. Lucky, he must have donated both ways. Thank you. Lucky Duck Hash, and that's a company that makes hash.
Awesome.
Ashley Vio, TJ Mack, Jacob Better, Livia, Billy Artemis, Eric Lopez, Martina Louis Willonga. I'm so sorry, Martina. We'll get back there, I promise. James Payne, Mike Weiss, Kirsten Chase, Katie Garland Noble, Kirsten Courtwright, Cody Bush, Kayla Rippa, Ashley Mista Repic. Misty, I think it is. Laura Higby, Tracy D. Martini, Melanie Gregabunon, Ragunad, Andrea Webster, Amanda Richardson, Brenda Patrick, Nick Hazeltine, Louise Rayfield. She's been donating so many times. Thank you so much, Louise. Anita T-Camp, Matthew Solomon, Chelsea Pisker. Oh, she's up there she's up there in the north. Tracy Renninger, James Acelta, Mario Guerra. I think that's my ex-wife's cousin. That's fucking bizarre.
Weird.
Thank you, Mario. James Martyr, Donovan James Smith, Derek Lemons, Melissa Cohen, and Susanna Platt. And, of course, all of our Patreon donors. You guys are fucking fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Honestly, like we said, bottom of our fucking hearts. We're not full of shit here. We're not like, oh, that's cool. They throw us a couple bucks. Fuck them. We really appreciate it. And we know, especially when times get crazy, money doesn't come that easy. No. And the fact that you guys take us into your umbrella of things that you would that are essential to you, that you want to have, nice. And that you'd feel like is deserved, man. Thank you so much. And we're blown away by it. We hate to say it because it was the name of the episode, and I hate when people say it, but fucking, we're very humbled by that shit. That just blows me away. So thank you guys so much for that. Guy, what if they want to thank you, Jimmy? How could they do that? Or yell at you or say bullshit?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter and Instagram, and then Jimmy Whisman on Facebook, but that one is full. And there's messages all the time from Jordan Bennett or Kimmy.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
The people, hearing from you guys and telling us what
thank you guys.
Just checking in on us to make sure that this isn't affecting us too hard, which it is. But
thank you.
It doesn't matter because the show's what matters. Thank you guys.
A lot of people
have
it way worse, so thank you guys.
Where can they find you?
You can find me at Jimmy P is Funny, or just copy and paste my name from the show description and put it in there. And shoot us a message, get at us, say hello. Probably publicly would be better because the private ones I miss all the time. But
it's tough.
Get on there, do that. And like I said, we're just going to put out as much content as we can, whether it be Patreon, bonus, some video stuff. We're going to come out with a new podcast. Yeah. We're going to do Vile Human Beings, like a PS I Hate This Movie coming out. We're going to try to get you through this, guys. That's what we're all going to do. We're going to get through it together, and let's do this shit. And we'll keep coming back, and every week, goddammit. And until next week, it's been our pleasure, everybody.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.